Dabblepoint, a Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion. Welcome to Dabblepoint, a weekly discussion where we get caught up on the week that was, pretend to have a 4-year degree, and wish a happy birthday to the only daughter we have left. I'm Karl Hamburger, and with me this week, in order of penis size, is Mike Morse, Blind Mike Geary, Cardiff Electric, and Shuli Egar. Welcome, gentlemen.
Right in the middle.
Bad news for Shuli.
Fucking, I can't believe my wife doxed me. That's fucked up. What's up?
What is happening? There's so much to talk about today.
Whew.
I have a big list. Another crazy week, of course. I wasn't on the show last week, and that's where all the fireworks were flying. So congratulations, boys. That was something else.
Thank you. Thank you. We wanted to do you proud while you were gone, Carl. So I think we did a good job.
And Shuli will know I was in an airport. I was in JFK, and I saw the notification go out, and I texted Shuli. I go, "You're getting Opie on the show? That's fucking awesome!" I was all excited, and even Shuli at that point, this an hour or two before the show, we'll see.
Yeah, that morning.
We'll see.
That morning, I was like, something doesn't feel right here. Something is not.
No matter how long Carl does this, he always has such childlike wonderment. He's like, "Oh, he's definitely gonna follow through with this."
I never learned, do I?
Nah, me and you both, man. I'm the idiot going, "All right, man, we'll send you the link." Like a moron.
But isn't it amazing how old that news seems right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true. Let's get into everything that's happening. I'm going to start with something trivial, but I just want to ask you guys. He's wishing Lily a happy 23rd birthday on the show. He's talking. He does that thing where he talks directly into the camera, like that person's watching. He does that to Kevin Brennan all the time. He's doing it to Lily. Lily's not watching the show. Why not do that privately? Why does he have to get his daughter involved in his show?
Well, of course he doesn't want people to talk about his kids. So what better way to keep that from happening than talking about his kids?
right. Publicly on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes. The only kids he should be talking about are Devin and Alexandria. Those are the only two kids he should be talking about on that show.
His biggest fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Listen, maybe he's blocked, Carl. Maybe he can't call them and talk to them. Like, maybe this is the only shot.
Yeah.
I've just never
send
seen
Lily the link.
I've never seen someone do that before. I know a lot of fathers who have shows and big shows, and I never see them talk directly into the camera to talk to their children. Like they do that when they see them the next time.
And what was funny, it was a very supposedly heartfelt, diatribe he went on, but he didn't start crying like he does when he talks about other things.
Sure.
He gets that fake.
Well, when he talks about himself, he starts crying. He starts
The
getting
war
emotional.
he's fought against you guys. That really gets him emotional.
Oh yeah.
All right. So let's get into the real topics. And the thing that I think stuck out to me the most this week, of course, we lost a great one, Ralph Sorella. Say what you want about the guy. I always enjoyed him on the Howard Stern show, and it was shocking that he passed away from complications earlier this week. And I love the fact, I don't play clips on this show. This is our roundtable discussion show. We read the chat. We have discussion topics. But for the first time, I have to play this clip because Ralph Sorella passes away. And early on in the episode where Howard's talking about this on the Howard Stern show on Tuesday, I believe, right? Or was it? No, Wednesday morning.
Wednesday.
He comes on, and it was really weird the way he was saying this. Howard goes, what I loved about Ralph is he knew a lot about me. He could have betrayed me. He chose not to. He never went out and told anyone any secrets, which all of that was very odd to me. It sounded like they were maybe gay lovers, which has been speculated on before. The way he was like using the word betray, he never betrayed me. Like, whoa, what does he know about you?
He kept saying this is what happens when you're in love with someone, which I thought was a little. It seemed like odd language for a friend.
All of it was odd. But
you know people in the hair industry, Carl. Is betrayal something that happens regularly?
no, it didn't make any sense to me. But what was great is that like 3 hours into the show, Fred Norris decides to chime in about Ralph Sorella and immediately starts talking about Stuttering John out of nowhere. And this is fantastic because I just did a breakdown on Who Are These Podcasts of why John and Howard had a falling out because it didn't happen when he left for Leno. It happened years after that when John started going to Adam Carolla and doing these press tours and constantly bitching about how he was treated, how much he was paid by Howard, calling him cheap, all this kind of stuff. And even back then, Ralph and Fred were in the studio. They were even on the after show. They couldn't wait to say what a piece of shit John was. And out of nowhere, this is Fred Norris.
Fred, you want to say anything about Ralphie boy? I don't know if you were close with him or not. Or
I was not nearly as close as you, for example. I mean, I really felt for you yesterday when Gary called me. He was actually like sobbing on the phone telling me the news. I mean, I knew it was really, because he first started, I have really something to tell you, and he was sobbing. And I'm going, oh, fuck, like what the hell happened? And then when he said Ralph had passed, I was like in total disbelief and in total shock. And I also thought of you, and I thought of Robin and how what good friends, you were with him. And you said something earlier, which I thought of, and I think it bears repeating, how loyal he was to you. There have been so many scumbags who have come on the show, I hate to say it, that worked here, that went on to quote-unquote greener pastures and wrote many books and stories and things like that about what they said it was like to work here. And to Ralph's credit, he never said anything about you, and he could have cleaned up. I mean, he just...
Even that is weird right there. Fred's like, and he could have. He knows a lot of shit about you, Howard.
It was amazing to me. And he was loyal to you. He was a friend to you. He was eccentric. Everybody loved him. And I don't think you should do the Sal thing where he contacts Ralph, because I know somehow Sal's going to say that Ralph is saying that Sal should be your new best friend.
Okay.
So that's my big fear.
Yeah. Very good, Fred. Thank you for those
I
words.
do have one other question.
Okay, so why did Fred decide to take this opportunity to shit on Stuttering John? I'll ask you first, Mike Morris. What do you think?
Well, I think the thing about Fred is he's very measured. He does not, unless he gets really pissed off, then he can get crazy. But usually he's very measured, and he doesn't say anything unless he's thought about it a long time and really says what he wants to say. And he obviously had been feeling like that for a long time, and this was an opportunity to bring that out.
Yeah. Shuli, you worked with Fred, obviously.
I mean, I don't remember if it was a news story or if we were just hanging out, but I remember there was some sort of fight that went down, and Fred compared Sal to Stuttering John. And later that day or the next day went and apologized. I remember I was in Sal Richard's studio. I was in Sal Richard's studio with them, and Fred walks in and he says, Sal, I want to talk to you. I say, you want us to leave? He says, no. He says, listen, I'm sorry for comparing you to John. And then for the next 8 to 10 minutes stood there and talked about why John was such a piece of shit and why Sal is nothing like him. And it was amazing as a lifelong fan to stand there and be able to hear that during the times that I wasn't there, but you assume from the history of this guy that this is how he was. And now you're getting confirmation from somebody who was there who was saying, dude, you may push people's buttons, but you are nowhere near the piece of shit that this guy was.
And I mentioned on the show, because I'm listening back to Ralph from 15 years ago, talking about what a piece of shit John is. And I said, we got to get Ralph on WATP. And of course, when I was saying that, it was a couple days before he passed, unfortunately. But now we need Fred Norris on WATP. Let's get the call out there, Fred. We want John.
One other thing I just want to add is this didn't just start after John left. Fred did not like John towards the end.
Right.
And then for sure when he left, he was done with him. But
that was evident just as a fan, and the thing when they're talking about John leaving for the Tonight Show, and Fred pipes up and is like, didn't you buy a house already? And all that type of shit.
Well, I mean, think of what this guy, the all-in push from Fred, from Robin, from Gary, where these guys just believed in Howard and they stayed with him. And there wasn't even a question of it. And so when you're in that mode and you see somebody who's claiming they're in the same foxhole as you, but isn't giving anything, nowhere near to what you're giving, it pisses them off. Right.
I don't think Shuli heard the crab bucket analogy from a couple days ago.
I heard it.
They were all trying to get out, Shuli.
Shuli, you should have saved that Fred story for your book, Trash and Howard.
I will.
Yeah, right. Cardiff, I know you've been following the Howard Stern Show for a very long time. Any thoughts on Ralph Cirella or what went down in that?
I just want to believe that that Ralph was in the process of pulling clips for his own Dabbleverse show, and that's why he was talking to Fred about getting some of those drops. I would love to have seen Ralph in the Dabbleverse. He would have been, fuck you, Carl. I would have been Team Ralph all the way.
Oh my gosh. So let's talk about the eulogy that John gave to Ralph. That was so brutal. The guy just passed away and John's going, he didn't have any friends. He wasn't very well liked. Dude, John Stamos wrote 20 paragraphs on his Instagram of how Ralph passed. He didn't have any friends?
I don't know if you follow the great Sodomy on Twitter.
I do.
Sodomy put out a compilation, little package of the eulogy, and it is. I mean, you're a minute and a half in, you already want to vomit from how disgusting this eulogy is, and he goes, "I don't 100% know if he's gay." He's like, I don't, and you're just like, what kind of fucking goodbye is this, dude? The fuck is wrong
footage
with you?
from the funeral?
So what's great about the eulogy is John is saying all the things he didn't like about Ralph. He's about 8 minutes in. He goes, but you know what? We did share some good times. And his two examples were Ralph did John's makeup for his headshots and Ralph would give John clothes.
Yeah.
So again, everything in John's relationships is like, what can you do for me?
Yeah.
It's never about him doing something with Ralph or them having a good time together.
He started the whole thing out by saying, like, so I give my condolences. I think his mother's alive. And it was like, okay, as if like you're telling a kid, like, now say you're sorry.
Right.
Give your condolences. And John, fine, I give my condolences. Now here's everything I hate about this piece of shit.
Yeah, don't forget, What's Bugging Me About Ralph will be on his show tonight.
Well, I look forward to that. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about, Cardiff, I know you have a hard out coming up.
I got something.
Wow. From that intro, I could tell.
Yeah.
I was checking out potato soup this week.
Thank you.
And there's been a lot of talk about John's volunteer work. As we know, John's volunteering 3 hours a day because what else are we here for? So John's doing this volunteer work and now his show is starting later, which works out well because now he can drink on his show and it's less money than going to the pub and he gets to talk to even more of his friends. So that works out well. That works out well for him. But
Sodomy doesn't have to commute anymore.
So he claims he's working for the Salvation Army. He's giving back. And Cardiff, you looked it up. You found out on LinkedIn you could be a bell ringer for $12 an hour.
Yeah, the rates varied across the country, but the average salary, I believe, was $12.84 an hour. So
Sweet.
I think we're in another one of those situations, another Uber driver situation where he just doesn't want to admit. I mean, just say I took a part-time job and nobody gives a shit.
It's seasonal work. He's taking advantage of it, right?
Can I throw something? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I was just he does this thing. It's very subtle. You guys study John, but the layman may not always catch it. He'll just very casually mention out of nowhere, well, I do my charity work during the day. I don't want to talk about that. And then over the next 3 weeks, he'll mention it every single day. It's like, well, you've never mentioned it before. You didn't want to talk about it, and now it's endless how often you bring up this fucking charity.
You know what? Fuck this modesty thing. I'm just going to tell you what I'm up to.
Yeah.
See, God takes away his eyes, but gives him much better ears to hear Stuttering John. You're welcome.
I got a keen ear, Cardiff, yes.
And if I do enough charity work, I'll have enough money to get my computer fixed.
So I got an email from a guy, and he's from that area where John is.
Okay.
And
I like where this is going already.
I think you're going to dig this, okay?
Yeah.
So there is a drug and rehabilitation program that is tied in with working at the Salvation Army. This program, hold on here, is Salvation Army, blah, blah, blah. You have to work for the Salvation Army when you're in this program. And the day ends at what time, Carl? 3:30.
3:30, yeah. Interesting.
3:30
Somebody in his
Pacific
chat,
time,
somebody in his chat said, "Hey, John, is the volunteer work you're doing associated with?" And it was the acronym for like a court-appointed community service thing. And John immediately went, "Yep, that's what it is." Now, is it John just being agreeable because he's an idiot, or did he actually get caught? I don't know, but there is something weird about this, right?
I like that the choices are: did he agree because he's an idiot, or did he get caught because he's an idiot?
Yeah, right. We know he's an idiot, but why did he?
But I thought that was interesting that, timing wise, it kind of syncs up. And I was saying, if he's really there he claims he drives the truck, which somebody contacted us and said, without the Class 3 license, they won't allow volunteers to drive their Salvation Army truck. You have to be an insured employee.
Right.
And then I said, we've known John for a while. We've studied him pretty well. When he does something charity-wise, there's photos, there's articles, there's 19 different ways of him to document this, right?
Look how quickly the Jay Leno pictures went up on Instagram.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
None
he
of
managed
this.
to get on the strike during
Oh
the
yeah,
strike.
it goes down. He doesn't even have he's not even in the guild, but he went down there to take a picture holding the sign.
But Shuli, you mentioned the Class 3 license.
Yeah,
And
let's
he
talk
keeps-
about that.
He keeps referring to the Class 3 license. I've been doing some research for Potato Soup this Sunday night, whenever Levy's done. I haven't found a single state that refers to their truck license as a Class 3.
Right. What is it? Class C? They
Class
call it
C.
now? Class C. Right.
But if you had a Class C license in your wallet, I think you would know it's a Class C, not a Class 3. Am I wrong to assume that?
Well, there is
a Cardiff. Let me walk you through this. A, level 1.
yeah, right. There is a Class 3 misdemeanor that might be what he's referring to.
Maybe.
But also, I love
brings
the
us
idea.
back to rehab and Salvation Army. Yeah.
I love the idea that he has his CDL. Did he pick that up when he was working at the tire store for 13 hours a day when he was 12?
Yes.
No.
Where did he get a CDL from?
He claims he got it when he was delivering video games with Royce.
Oh, is that what he said?
Well, he didn't say the delivering video games part. He just said he drove the truck. He left that part out conveniently.
Well, we hit some super chats real quick. We appreciate your guys' support, but also join in the discussion. This is a round table for us and for you. Dom DeLuise, $2. Hey, Charlie Chaplin, Mike, you're a silent hack.
Thank you, Dom. You're dead.
Yeah. What do you think of that? Hey, Shuli, you ever toss your wife salad? I mean, it's what I would do it right now if I didn't have to do this show. Yeah, I am not ashamed of that.
We took him away from that.
Yeah.
Dom, again, $5. The only guy missing from today's hack found roundtable is that beached whale wannabe Ninja Phil Elmore. You blew it, Carl. I'm not sure that I did the way that you wrote that.
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm actually doing things correctly for once. Danny, $5. Hit the like button, you fucking cowards.
Thank you.
That's good advice. Dust Cloud, $5. So many hosts. Who is paying us now?
What?
The viewers.
Everybody shut up.
Exactly. Who's paying for the viewers?
Stop the room.
I get so confused, guys. I got to be honest with you. I know that we're all talking about buying viewers and bots and shit. I don't even understand what the argument is anymore. I'm confused as what we're complaining about. Like, is Kevin mad because too many people are watching or not enough on your show? I don't fucking know. It's so stupid.
On that point, I think you do have a case for a claim here, Carl, because MLC is stream sniping you, and they currently have 9,000 viewers.
Wow, now I'm starting to get nervous. I've never talked in front of so many people before.
I bet Kevin is giving a very even-keeled, measured response to this. I bet he kind of likes it, actually.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure I'm winning him over.
He has some nice things to say, yeah.
On that note, can I just give a little... Bye, Brennan. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Always welcome. Jordan, $5. He did that birthday rant on his show probably because his daughter doesn't talk to him anymore. I saw that too live, and it was weird as hell. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of speculation about his relationship with his children. My lost interest, $2. Picturing Vince the Warrior's kids crying when daddy is blocked. Yeah, that's actually the next topic I want to get into is the Vince the Warrior troll from this week, where instead of John having any kind of fun with it whatsoever, immediately cut ties and the friendship is over. Cardiff
There's two
Electric.
kids making it.
Cardiff Electric says, the show is a money grab. Damn straight, Cardiff, and I won't read any more until you give me 10 more bucks. Even the guests have to super chat to make a point. Not like Potato Soup Sunday night after Levy goes to bed.
He's such a whore.
Lazy Short, Soapy and Anthony, $5. I hope for his sake that his kids aren't watching. Yeah, no, dude, no shit. Now, we do know that his son, I assume the youngest, told him to get off the internet and to stop dealing with the Dabbleverse, right? I think we all believe that.
Yeah, well, he blew the kid off. He didn't listen to it. But now Scott the engineer, a wise man, told him that he should stop talking about me. That made sense to him. So yeah.
It's so funny because Richard Ojeda told him that 4 months ago. Stop talking about Shuli. And he's like, I don't care about Richard Ojeda, but then when Scott the engineer says it.
Oh. But that lasted almost a show.
Yeah, almost.
James R. Carl, love the show, but please lower your volume. I saw this note as you put it up, and I did make an attempt to lower my volume, so let me know. Hopefully it's better now. I can't win with this fucking thing. Either too quiet or too loud.
Can I give you a quick update? Because you remember that text thread you were in with me and Vince the lawyer and Tukey. Well, that text thread still goes on without you there. And yesterday he sends me a screenshot of last night's order that he sent them for delivery. John.
Oh, boy.
You guys want to know what it is? It's a 6-pack of Beck's non-alcoholic beer and a 32-ounce Miller High Life. But what's great is in the instructions, he says, this delivery is for my famous uncle, John Melendez. He has OCD. Show him the Miller High Life first, then hand him the non-alcoholic beer. So,
what's going to happen? What is Vince's liability, I guess, when an Uber driver gets punched in the face?
Right, yes, good question. Well, Vince actually prepays, so those guys will probably be okay. It's the people who deliver shit that isn't prepaid for where John gets very upset. Well, that's true, yeah.
And let me tell you this, a certain delivery person almost got a gun pointed at him this morning dropping donuts off at my house. Sucker. Yeah. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, Vince is doing Vince things. What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's talk about, this actually brings up a couple of things I want to talk about. First off, the yelling at delivery person, the way that John treats people he believes are below him. And we saw this years ago with the Spectrum. He was on the call with Spectrum, his internet had given out or something, and he was talking about how he's talking to millions of people, and you can't treat him like this. He's a celebrity. He's just being such an asshole to just a customer service rep who's just trying to do their job. And now you have delivery people that he yells at to go away. They're there to deliver, maybe get a tip or something.
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out is what he says to them. This really shows his true character. Am I wrong?
He treats them as if they are the person that bought the fucking beer for him or something. Like it's the same way where he talks to the camera and he thinks he's talking to Kevin Brennan or Anthony or you guys, whoever he's addressing. When he berates a delivery driver, he's like, I showed penis wrinkle. That's the last time he does that.
he's literally like, don't shoot the messenger, John. It's literally what you're doing. This person has no idea what he's getting themselves into.
Well, it's also who he is at the end of the day. It's just natural for him. Look at remember the video that somebody recorded at Pickwick when somebody was parked behind him, and he was just such a nasty asshole to that person. Yeah. So that's who he is. That's it.
Well, that's what I was actually thinking of that video, because I know people were saying when you guys played it, they're like, hey, it's a private video of John or whatever. And I literally thought of that when I saw him screaming at the Uber Eats driver, because I was like, oh, he doesn't care if he's on camera. That's just how he would behave.
That's right.
Also, I was back then, John and I were a little bit friendly. He had unblocked me at that time, and we were tweeting each other about that incident. And you know what his excuse was for why he was being belligerent with the guy who parked behind him, Shuli?
What?
I know.
The Giants, the New York Giants had just lost the game. And he was in a very bad mood. And I will say that the other night,
he's not a Bills fan.
Well, the other night I called Opie a coward and said I would go on his stream any day. And then the next day I went, you know what? I was actually mad because the Sabres did not put up a good showing against the Red Wings. And that was really what I was upset about. I don't have any problems with Opie. He's fine in my book.
Listen, I quit smoking and called you a cunt. Things happen. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Things happen. What are you going to do?
I don't even think you quit smoking, actually, Shuli. Now I think about it. I knew it.
I just had a bad night's sleep.
So this thing with Vinny the lawyer, sending him the O'Douls, and John immediately gets so upset about it. He's like, I don't drink that shit. Like, why not lean into the joke, grab the O'Douls, oh, how funny, maybe pour some vodka into it and drink that, or have a little bit of fun. Instead, he just gets really angry.
Right. But he's angry because he says he doesn't like the taste.
Because Coors Light
Insane.
is so delicious.
But
Yum,
again,
yum.
leaning into it would require you to understand the joke and to understand the comedy of it. That's where you go wrong. That's it.
He's literally Perry Caravello at this point. With people sending him stuff he doesn't like, and then him getting outraged by it, throwing a fit. It reminds me of having a fish around high pitch.
Yeah.
Like O'Doul. Yeah, having an O'Doul. Handing John an O'Doul's. He acts like that. It's insane.
Well, I saw that.
The beer has eyes. No.
I got to witness Perry getting a delivery of Filet-O-Fish live in Pottstown.
That's right.
I felt I had to go and apologize to the Uber Eats driver. I walked him out, and I had to just pat him on the back. And I'm sorry. I feel sorry. I've done the job. I've been an Uber Eats driver.
Yeah.
I've done it. It's a shitty job, and to get some asshole yelling at you for nothing they did is a pretty shitty way to go through your day. So,
Driver's
John,
just like, why are you wearing a mask?
Yeah. 'Cause why is this potato consoling me on the way to my car?
How was your day today? Well, Spider-Man had to cheer me up. Everybody gets one.
But Carl, I
It's
said
much
this,
more buff in the movie.
Yeah, right. CGI.
Yeah.
Carl, I said this to you when we were getting ready for WATS, probably a couple months ago at this point. Thursdays at 6, by the way, folks, sometimes. But think of how much wouldn't exist as far as content over the last 4 years or whatever it's been. If the first time you talked about John and it got back to him, he was just like, that's kind of shitty, and then moved on with his day. If he just did that, none of this would be happening. Literally.
No, you're right, because the Stuttering John stuff didn't catch on the way the Opie stuff did. And the only reason why we kept going after John is because he had such a problem with it. And he was trying to tell Royce I wasn't allowed to play his clips. And Royce would go, yeah, but we play Howard Stern. That's different! Even back then, John. Everything. He was the exception to every rule. You're right, Mike. He did not handle it well.
I wish it'd be like those Marvel movies where there's another alternative timeline, and in that timeline, John is beating the shit out of Carl verbally every day on a show, and Carl's this idiot living in an apartment, drunk.
Dude,
that would be amazing.
We have AI now. Let's make this happen. I want to hear that episode where John's clowning me.
We had 5 Spider-Mans. Why can't we have 5 Johns? What the fuck?
Carl's wife leaves him. He's like, I don't want pizza every day.
Timothy says, Blind Mike rules. Loving Why Are You Laughing and the Blind Mike Project. F. Kreger's Kids.
Thank you. I agree with all of that. Thank you, buddy.
All right, thank you, Timothy. I appreciate it. My lost interest. FKB sniping. KB, are you sniping our channel? For shame.
I'll never snipe. I'll never have puppets on. I'll never do any of
Want to
it.
borrow some viewers?
Yeah. No, he's bought some. He's got enough.
What have you become, Kevin?
Yeah.
James R2 Fred is really Mason from Portland. Oh, maybe. That's a fun
knew I liked
conspiracy.
Mason.
Wouldn't that
Knew
be
I
cool?
liked it.
Not perfect $2. Zen overheard saying Phil never makes me come. I'll tell you, Vince the Lawyer did a very good job with that video. That started up a whole other thing. Dom again, $5. Hey, Shuli, remember when Ralph called in and called you a hack the day you were crying about Artie calling you a member of the Hack Pack?
I'm sure he did. I mean, I don't remember it specifically, him calling in, but I can tell you a cool thing. One of the first gigs Tim Sabian gave me was to help Ralph put together a show. Ralph wanted a show on 101. So Tim asked me to help him figure it out, mainly for the reason because everybody knew Ralph was not going to follow through with this and didn't want to waste their time. So they're like, give it to him. And we ended up coming up with an idea to review moments where he thought people fucked up throughout the week on the show, mostly Gary, but other people as well. And the name of the show is going to be called I'm Just Trying to Help, because that was my favorite thing that Ralph would say on the phone. People would get so fucking mad at him, and he would go, hey, man, I'm just trying to help. And it would make him even more upset. And
That's actually a good idea for a show, too.
That would have been better than Geek Time. I'll tell you that.
yeah. And,
For sure.
and he, the reason why Geek Time happens is because John Hine took the reins and put it all together. Ralph shows up. So that's why the reason, our show didn't, because I was like, I'm not doing this shit. Fuck it. But I'm sure he did call me that.
Erica and $2. Love the show and all you fine gentlemen. Shop for beer? Shop Heart Beer?
Shop Love Beer.
Mason in Portland coming to $20. Thank you very much, Mason in Portland. FKB, FCZ. Agreed. Everyone wish the real GOAT, Joey C, a happy birthday. Is it Joey C's birthday?
It is.
What? I didn't know that. That's crazy.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled program. Wait a minute. We just got this in. Breaking news.
God.
I just want to say to Joey C, one of the greatest podcasters, I sincerely wish you a happy birthday and skol!
Now, I don't know if Joey's gay. I mean, I don't, you know.
Actually, Joey C said a lot of nice things about me over the past few months. So I just want to say, happy birthday to you.
Hi, Joey's kids. Hi, Spider. Hi, Spider Alamo.
Crazy one, $2. Hey, KB, you are a replica SJ. Emma's fighting words. Casey Armstrong's hairline, $2. The new hack pack, only missing 2 bump Bobby hack.
2 bump Bobby. I like that.
Gar Saxon, $5. Nice KB has to snipe this show, so his is better quality by association. Agreed. Giving him something to talk about today. Yeah. You're welcome. My Lost Interest, $2. MLC 700 viewers. PDP over 1,000 fake views. That's correct.
Wow.
We got to get a software program that it automatically subtracts the bots.
Yeah.
Because everyone's getting very confused right now.
Ah,
Hey, miss you, Shuli.
No, God! Did you catch that this week? Where you know about that? Where John is John? That's my my mom who's passed away. I love you, Mom. But John, somebody told him that my mom's name, Noga. So he's such a shit actor that he goes, I don't know. I got this pain in my neck. Somebody told me it's called the Noga. Something and I go, this is the exact replica of the Trump prank call. It goes nowhere. There's no payoff. There's nothing funny. And now it's like a street card named Desire. He just yells my mom's name out periodically.
Hold on. You guys are going to be embarrassed when I explain this to you. He's calling your mom a pain in the neck. That's pretty funny.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's pretty good.
Wow.
Well, we did about an hour and a half on his mom's name after that. So.
Oh, yeah. Don't pick on other people's moms when your mom's name is what it is.
And there's a song
brother.
coming too.
Yeah.
So the reason why John tries all these different things is because there's a lot of stuff that actually bothers him. None of it bothers us because we actually know how to laugh at ourselves. But everything bothers John. And of course, the big one this week is that the fact that he did not graduate from NYU. There's a strike! I'll be striking Carl's channel. So it turns out we found maybe some evidence out there that John never actually graduated from NYU. And of course, the Wikipedia page of Stuttering John was changed to note this, to which John replied, no one uses Wikipedia anyway. That was literally his cope for that. Who's going to look me up on Wikipedia? Well, if they don't know who the fuck you are, that's the first place they'll look. It shows up first on Google every time.
Yeah, I'll tell you who's going to look at 7 million people a day that Google Stuttering John.
That's right. There's 7 million.
And didn't he
searches.
complain that it was the people at Wikipedia who did it?
Correct. It was either Wiki or Pedia. He's not sure which one, but one of them did this, and he's not happy.
But luckily, he has his own website that has all his information on it that people can go and search to find more information about Stuttering John, right, guys?
Nope, that is gone.
Oh, that's a shame.
That site is donezo. So, guys, because this show is a weekly roundtable to get caught up on all the things that happen, there are people tuning in who are like, wait, what? John didn't graduate NYU. He talks about it all the time. He brags about it. He thinks he's smarter than everyone because of it. Can someone break down this NYU discovery?
I mean, I think it kind of developed on Rico the other night, where we somehow got on the subject of he was talking about his ring. He was showing his school ring, and then one of the guys, I think it's either Frog or Mike, started searching up the rings for university of that year, and they looked nothing like the ring he was wearing.
And it has his a J in it, which I've never seen a graduation ring
That
with.
stands for John.
Well, I know.
Fuck, we missed that. God damn it. So then we go to a website through the university, correct? And we search for him, and he does not come up as a graduate. And so then we go to Wikipedia, and his name. No, we went to a site that showed famous graduates from NYU / Tisch, whatever, and his name was on it, but there was an asterisk. And when you go up to the top and you look what the asterisk means, it says not graduate, did not graduate. John Cusack has it, as Mike calls him. A couple other celebrities, but yeah, that's what. And when somebody brought that up on his show, he says, "What did he say? It means you have a website or something, or you have, he goes,
Oh, you have a
Wikipedia.
little Wikipedia page.
a Wikipedia page, which nobody goes to, but that's what it means."
Right.
So from that, it went to, hey man, all signs are pointing that maybe this guy, the theory is that he was a few credits short and just never finished it up, But then the other day he slipped up. He said he graduated in 88 again. His ring is 89. You look in the yearbooks, there's no John Melendez. Then he's so frazzled. Today he posted a high school graduation photo on Twitter. Yeah. So it's crazy.
And the real estate license too. That was a big thing.
Oh,
interesting.
yes,
Great point.
that's a big
So
one. Yep.
when he worked as a real estate agent for a couple minutes, his license, it shows that he has a degree from the community college, Nassau. No mention of NYU, none whatsoever.
He wants to appeal to the common man.
Yeah, that's what he doesn't want. I want to be a big shot NYU grad over here. Might intimidate my clients. Yeah, right.
Don't worry, I'm not one of those.
You don't know the real
sheeps.
You don't know the real estate market in Calabasas. They're really looking for a Nassau Community College graduate when selling a home.
What I love about John's proof that he graduated is he has an old photo from his shitty apartment that he had a hard time selling in Canoga Park. And it's a zoomed out photo that just shows that he has things framed on the wall, but you can't read anything. And he says, well, there's my diploma right there. And it's like, okay, that doesn't help at all. But then when he tweeted out the photo of him in his graduation garb, as if that proves anything. And the fact that he found that photo, he was on the phone with his mom for 3 hours yelling at her to find that photo of him.
And the New York University diploma or degree is what we have behind us, and the one he was holding up and showing on the Stern Show back in the day that he used as proof is not this.
Right. So the degree that he brought on the Channel 9 show back in the day looks nothing like this. Nothing at all. That's a fact.
So where are you guys at? And I know, listen, I'll tell you what. People are watching right now. I'll take our show down real quick. Well, okay, now it's just us talking. Do you think John graduated from NYU or not? I'll start with you, Shuli.
No.
Mike, why
No.
Mike?
And you can tell by the way he ended the show yesterday, he was pissed. Did you hear this?
Skull.
All right. That was
Oh, okay. That's the best evidence I've heard so far that he did not graduate.
Thank God you played that before I answered. No, he didn't. That's damning.
that's signing off after a mass shooting.
Skull.
Cardiff, what do you think?
It's hard to put one over on me.
Don't start, Potato. You know I'll do this dance, bitch.
Yeah, there's no chance. And while we're still off the air, let's talk about the Jews.
All right, yeah, seriously. You wanted to talk about the tweets that you had going back and forth.
Well, he unblocked me.
Can I say real quick though, just about John's thing, where it's
Yeah.
like he's 60 years old. Imagine, like, if you didn't graduate college, wouldn't you just be like, "No, I didn't. You got me." But he's a 60-year-old man is hung up on whether or not he graduated college.
And wearing his ring.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Also, not graduating college, actually, it makes a lot of sense, the fact that he was willing to accept $10,000 a year as a salary after being an intern. It's like, well, yeah, if you have a degree, you might say, I'm worth more than $10,000 a year in Manhattan.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Cardiff, he unblocked you, buddy?
He unblocked me about half an hour ago, only to report my tweet that I tweeted yesterday, I believe. I wasn't implying this was about him, but I was maybe thinking if somebody did have some community service that they had to do in California, but had already had their mother buy them a house in Florida, and they couldn't move there full time until that community service in California was complete, it would make sense to rent a small shitty apartment in California so that you can complete your community service at, I don't know, Salvation Army, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Before
That's the theory.
moving full time to Florida, and he was talking a lot about his moving full time to Florida this week. You know, he's going to run for Senate in Florida, I believe, or Congress.
Right.
I hope so. I really hope so.
He's got big plans for Florida, but he has to, I guess, clean up some business in California.
By the way, if John does run for something, I will put I'll put a sign in my yard in Florida for
I'll
sure.
put a sign in my yard here in Jersey.
All right, we're voting for you, John.
Will you vote for? Okay, you will vote for him. Good.
If Florida deserves anything, it's John and Tan Mom running for government positions.
Well, this is great. He's reporting this tweet, and it doesn't mention him.
It's nothing. You can't
It's like-
report this. What are they? What is Twitter supposed to do with this report? What did he
Cardiff,
do wrong?
can you zoom in on that a little bit so we can read it? No. Okay.
Thanks, Cardiff. Evening the playing field for me.
There you go. So Cardiff wrote, "Holy S, the rental in California now makes sense. If you need to maintain a residence in California until your court-appointed community service is completed, and then you finally move to Florida." So John just responds to that, reported, as if that's supposed to intimidate you. Again, John keeps trying the same tactics over and over again, and it never works. We'll talk about the Tukey thing coming up later on in the show. He's such an idiot.
Mr. Melendez, what exactly is the problem with this tweet?
Well, that's me.
Well, it doesn't have your name.
But you know.
Like, it's not even cursing. He said "holy S."
Yeah,
You can't even report him for that.
But that's what he unblocked me for. That was what he used one of his sock accounts to see that tweet, went back into his Stuttering John account, unblocked.
One thing is clear. If John wants that post taken down, it's definitely not true.
Right.
That's for sure.
Yeah, good point. So that's the most damning thing of all is John's reaction to the fact that we're saying he didn't graduate. Because if you guys said to me that I didn't graduate from college, I'd be like, well, no, I did. It's whatever. I don't care what you say. I did. It doesn't
That
matter.
sounds like
either
Carl
way.
didn't graduate.
Right. That's the thing. That when John gets so angry about these things, it seems like an admittance of guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's insane. If I go, Carl, you didn't graduate from college. You go, yeah, I did. And I go, no, you did. And you go, all right, whatever. And then
Whatever.
What are you gonna do? I'll text you my diploma, my degree. Well, get the fuck out of
No,
here.
I'll tweet it publicly to prove that you're an idiot.
And then he shows that Zillow picture of the apartment he used to live in, and the thing is the degree is on the wall on the other side of the fucking room, and he goes, "There's your proof." It just looks like a frame with something white in it. You can't make anything else out.
Above his dog license, dog training certificate.
Yeah. And somebody in the chat said he's been claiming to be in Mensa for so long. Why wouldn't he lie about this?
Right. And he's even been caught lying about Mensa and then
Yeah.
decided to just pretend that didn't happen. When Royce is like, John, you're not in Mensa. He's like, I know, but I like to say that I am. And now we're just a few years later, he's going, no, I really am in Mensa. It's like, no, you admitted you're not. Stop it.
But not only is John the type of guy that's like ego is so fragile that he would lie about graduating college when he hasn't, but he's also the kind of guy that would go out of his way to prove it. Like if he did graduate from NYU, if he had anything to prove it, he would have shoved it in everyone's face by now.
Right. Good point.
Which is why it makes no sense that the fucking thing is in the other house. It should be around his neck like a Flavor Flav cloth.
Aaron Brown,
Hanging
$2.
from his rearview mirror.
Yeah.
I have a Class B. SJ would need a Class C minimum. Yeah, we're not buying that. King of all dabblers, $5. Magically at 1,100. Really, dues paya. By the way, Carl's mic is way too loud. Is it still too loud?
We'll think a little bit. It's just when you yell. Just calm down.
All
We
right,
do
I'll
this show
calm
once
down.
a week. All right.
You're right. You're right.
Act like you've been there, dude. Come on.
My bad. Texas Law Dog, $2. Wife salad. It's what's for dinner. Sometimes. Tigger says, Carl, tell this Shuli snake to stop buying views. I can't control the Shulis. I've tried.
This guy's been a member for 7 months on the Shuli Network. Just want to let everybody know that.
The Rich Wallace, $2. There is nothing classy about Stuttering John. All right. It's a fun play on words. Neon Wallace Wells, $2. Great lineup, boys, but no Tukey for shame, Carl. Stupid Tukey still has a real job.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Remove the strikes. Oh, wait, too late.
DK $2. So many fools here, and Shuli leading the way. MLC. Ooh, you got us good.
Run back to daddy, quick.
I'm not a fool.
The King of Pennsylvania, $5. Why knock John for working at the Salvation Army? He has access to secondhand food, 80s movies on VHS, and a salad bowl haircut anytime he wants.
Hey, here's
do they-
the other thing. Oh, go ahead, Carter.
Do you think he has a table set up at the Salvation Army selling copies of One Too Many?
But here's the other weird thing, right? You're telling me in this world that's spinning it, this rock spinning in space, that Andy Dick and Stuttering John end up in the same Salvation Army store, and it's not court ordered? Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
That's a good point. Erection with $5. MLC is sniping you with the loser Chad on there, and Adam looking clueless was as always, and KB looking like tomato head over there.
Sure, we're getting eviscerated.
Feel free to proofread. I appreciate the support. Go ahead and just give it once over. Just read through what you wrote. See if there's some words that
the
don't
guy
make
couldn't
sense.
spell erection properly, Carl. What
Yeah,
do you
good point. Another Carlism, Salivation Army. Sounds like an Isotope song title.
You got to do that one, man.
Words are hard, guys. Come on. Zachary says, "What's up, boys? Does John's narcissism prevent him from telling the truth about his life? Is it because he thinks he's a celebrity? Cardiff, take me off the list, please."
Shame.
Oh, is he on the shame list?
Let me check. Yes.
Cardiff's like Hitler Youth on Twitter. He's just posting names, fucking scrolling the chat list. It's great.
Well, if there's one thing I know, it's that there's a lot of truckers out there who listen to the show and appreciate the Dabbleverse. Uncle Jack says, Class A or B CDL holders have to take a DOT physical. No doctor would pass him because he smokes weed and is prescribed Klonopin. Yes, I have friends who are truckers, and smoking weed is not part of what they are ever doing because you could lose your job immediately.
That's why I don't hang out with them.
Yeah, I know. They're no fun.
Yeah.
Painkiller. SJ couldn't shift a 4-speed, let alone an 18-speed.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah?
All right, it's a hand truck. I just take the stuff off the truck.
Yeah.
Rumpled trench coat, a Columbo podcast, $5. Wait, SJ and VTL are on the outs again? The tide isn't as predictable.
But the kids are still good, right?
I think so.
Okay,
I think
good.
so.
They can't lose Uncle John.
Those two truly are the Ross and Rachel of our time. You know? Will they, won't they?
Well, I'm so in John's head when I've explained to him that Vince is always trolling John. I've explained this to them, and I hear John go, and Carl says that you're trolling me, but I don't think you're always trolling me. Could you imagine a world where Vince is sometimes trying to be your real friend and other times trolling you? That's not how that would ever work, dummy.
Well, it's great that John. Yeah, John never learns because with Kenneth, he had Kenneth Pogue on today. He didn't know Kenneth, but he's like, I got a good feeling about this.
Yeah. His vetting process was Kenneth was backstage and he goes, "Are you going to do something fucked up?" And then I guess Kenneth went like this. And he goes, "All right." And he brings him in. That's it. The vetting process is over. But Vince, I was just going to say, he knows what he's doing because I forgot to mention they replaced the Becks with O'Douls, which is what sent him off the other night. Right. And Vince texts me, "Shit, they replaced the Becks with O'Douls. R.I.P. Vin and John BFFs." So he knows right away.
Kelly McDonald, $5. R.I.P. Ralph. The AIDS virus took an angel. Too beautiful for this world.
Hey, John.
I don't know if that's true. Randall with $5. Excellent detective work, team. Yep. All right, all sounds good. All good stuff. Glasgow, Scotland watching, making my roids burst. That's
Nice.
the tagline of this show.
I want T-shirts.
Can you guys explain to me the shitting bit he was doing the other day? Am I late on this?
Why, you going to
second
cover it
I
on an episode of Why Are You Laughing?
I can't talk about it, so I got to get everything in here.
As soon as it was happening, I go, this has the fingerprints of a midget attorney all over it. This is, I can tell you, Vince suggested this bit to him. I could feel it in my bones.
Oh, no,
100%.
He's claimed it was his.
Yeah, of course.
And John's agreed. Okay.
Of course. Of course.
It was masterful work.
What, I'm not familiar with what the bit was.
Oh, John goes, hold on. In the middle of a show, he goes, hold on. I got to drop a deuce.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
then-
I did see that.
And then he just keeps yelling, roids. He just does that for a few.
So I guess the joke is on us that it might sound like that when he's shitting. I don't know.
I
What was
guess.
the end game of that?
Still, no one knows what it sounds like when his tap runs.
Yeah, I know. We never heard the faucet. Also, if John, I don't know if he does have roids, because he said a year or two ago that he figured out how to not have roids anymore.
Oh, no.
But have you seen the way he sits down in front of his camera now?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It is a 4-step process. He's got to have this pillow here, then this pillow goes over to that pillow, then he's in pain.
And the blanket.
The my 600-pound life guy gets up and out of a seat easier than John.
Right.
You know, he has fat person movement where he can't just sit down or get up straight. He's got to go sideways and then kind of, finagle the body into waking up.
Or maybe he just wants to show off the fact that he's sagging his pants when he's getting up. He just wants to flash the camera a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, he made a brag talking about his hemorrhoids about almost bleeding through his $80 jeans. And I know with Biden in the White House, $80 jeans isn't much of a brag anymore.
No.
But if
Marshalls.
somebody can identify the jeans he's wearing from those shots, please send me a message. I need to find the make and model of those jeans for potato soup.
Well, they're actually $300 jeans, but he got them at his place of work.
Oh, yeah, right. Salvation Army. They're used,
Andy Dick
slightly
dropped them off.
used.
I thought I'd find Coke in the pockets.
It's probably $80 in the pocket. That's why he calls them the $80 jeans.
All right, Cardiff, I want to be conscious of your time, but Cardiff soup coming up? Potato soup?
Potato soup. Yes, potato soup.
Cardiff soup wouldn't make very much sense, I guess.
Be dabbling live tomorrow morning and potato soup Sunday night.
So maybe it was a faulty Google Chrome.
Galaga.
The great Cardiff Electric joining us, and gosh, it'd be terrible if there's just the four of us talking on screen about stuttering John. I want to welcome my friend from the Blattcast, and who are these broadcasters? Christian Bladt, what's happening, buddy?
Hey, Carl, thanks for having me on the show, even though I never graduated from NYU. I appreciate it that you're over.
You didn't? No, I want college grads and college grads only on this program. Everybody, let's see them. Let's see those diplomas.
I'm honored to be on Dabblepoint for the first time, and I'm also on MLC for the first time, apparently. Hi, Neil Brennan's brother. Hi, Neil Brennan's brother's lawyers.
Oh boy, it's a big day for you. I bet we're going to make the diary today. This is exciting. All right, this is crazy. Peter Brilliant says, did anyone else notice that John brought up his trip to Jamaica as proof he isn't lying about NYU? I did see that. John definitely did not go to Jamaica, and it was so obvious. I thought he was in on the joke about it. The whole time I thought he was in on it, and then he's like, no, I really did go to Jamaica. Like, no, you didn't. You obviously didn't.
Hold on, I need a little clarification. So he said, I went to Jamaica, so obviously I graduated from NYU. What's the proof?
You didn't
He-
see
he
the
was
picture?
just-
Oh, never mind.
He was bringing up the things that the Dabbleverse lies about. You know, that I didn't go to Jamaica, that I didn't graduate college. It's like, that's not what I would have picked.
I went to Jamaica, so clearly I graduated.
And actually, that brings me back to the whole, he brought his girlfriend with him to Jamaica. I think at that time, it was the girl from Vegas, right?
Right.
He spent a weekend with her and her kids. Romantic weekend, by the way. I heard her young children. And then he's told this story about how he called that girl up thinking they were still dating, and she goes, well, no, obviously we're not, because you have all those other girlfriends. Did anyone pick up? This was like a month or two ago.
I missed
Anyone
It was on
remember?
Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, there was one chick, a different chick, who claimed she hurt her back and she couldn't go out with them. And then he talked
Concert
about,
was, yeah.
yeah. Then there was some chick that he took to the concert, that Collective Soul concert, which he later said that he banged her or something, or
Well, that was an
somebody-
ex-girlfriend. Hold on. This is
Right.
the craziest thing. He brought that girl to the Collective Soul concert. He was obviously trying to retap. He was going in for the retap. That was an ex-girlfriend of his.
Right.
But then someone asked him if she had ever swallowed his load or something, and he's like, "Oh yeah, she." I'm like, "If you're trying to get back with your ex, this is not information you should be putting on the internet, idiots."
And he
And the
went
whole
to a
time
Dodger
throughout-
game with another girl too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so
That's right. That's right, yeah.
So he really does have his pick of the litter.
Oh yeah,
Stable women.
Paterno says he tossed her salad. That's what he admitted
Well,
to.
if you want to pick
Something
through
he-
litter, look at his living room floor.
It's the only salad he's eaten. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that whole time he was constantly talking about the different women.
Yes.
Like it was like he was on a run of, I'm sure none of them were real, but it was really weird. Where
He was
just
going on
talked
dates
about-
every night. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre. Dang Lizard. And also, that whole thing where John thinks that's what cool people do is like go on dates with different women. Everything. That's exhausting. It sounds like a
When you're
miserable
fucking
existence.
60, maybe when you're in your
Yeah.
20s.
Right.
It could be cool if, let's say, you have a car to pick him up in, and the other way around.
Or maybe let's say you're.
define-
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Christian.
does he define a date just as sidling up to some broad who's waiting for somebody at the Pickwick? Is that like that's another
It could
date
be.
right here?
It could be a ride to the bar, like that. The next day he's going to tell us it's a date. You know.
Someone must have taught him how to use one of the dating apps, and he just thought that if he swipes a certain way, they have to go out with him.
Right.
He just kept getting stood up over and over again. He's like, "What the fuck?"
She goes, "You're not really my type." He goes, "Reported."
Block.
Dear Tinder, she's not messaging me back.
Oh God, that's another one. Kate Meany. When he was talking about how Kate Meany didn't get back to him. I'm gonna get into this Kate Meany thing because it's so crazy. He's been simping for Kate Meany, and I was trying to figure out. I'll ask you guys. I'll ask the panel on this one. When he was doing all that simping for Kate Meany, saying that Kevin Brennan didn't treat her right, she's only 24 years old. You don't talk to a girl like that. Was he trying to angle to fuck her, or was he just saying Kevin Brennan's an asshole? What was the goal there with that whole thing?
Yeah,
You think so?
I agree with Mike.
of
It's
course.
definitely both, but more trying to fuck her. You know, that's the most important objective and all that.
Because then he does a show where he goes, "No, Kate Meany, too young for me. I don't think I would fuck her. She's only 24. It's like, you don't get a choice in this. Not how that works.
Somewhere Kate Meany was like, no!
Damn it! If only I was born in the 70s. Damn.
I don't know if you remember, but she did an episode of his show, and he wooed her with his broadcasting skills. Do you remember this moment from the show? I'll play it for you. Listen.
All right, the great Kate Meany on the show today. I had no idea she was Kevin Meany's dad.
Okay, so maybe it didn't. Bit of a rough start. Okay.
I would imagine you couldn't Google Kate Meany without finding that out, right?
Oh, he doesn't do
How many
any
searches?
research. He doesn't
Or
do
you
any
look
research
at her
at all.
last name and think, oh, maybe that's.
What is this Google you speak of, Blind Mike? I'm an Alta Vista guy.
Yeah. That being said, my opinion, that drop is very telling because he is more interested in Kate Meany because of Kevin Meany than, obviously he wants to fuck her, but for him, the badge, the trophy is to go, "Oh, I banged this girl. You ever hear of her dad, Kevin Meany?" As if he banged her dad or something,
Right.
Which he might have. You don't know.
you never
Shuli.
know.
You don't know he didn't.
Kevin was wild. He hit on
Wait,
me a
what-
couple times.
Sure, did you just ask if she swallowed my load? I couldn't hear. Yeah, she did. She did swallow my load.
Yeah.
When John had Kate Meany on, didn't he ask her a bunch of sex stuff, right? I mean, so
Yeah, yeah.
obviously that's really all he's focused on when it comes to Kate Meany, I think.
The worst example was Bobby Brown. Because Bobby Brown was trying to deflect every chance she got, and John just kept hitting on her nonstop. And then for him to be upset with Kevin Brennan for asking Kate Meany questions, the only thing anyone wants to talk to Kate Meany about is anal sex at this point, right? Can we all agree that's really the only reason to interview her? So now he asks her to come on his show again. She doesn't get back to him. And his whole thing is like, how could you do this to a friend? I was out there. I was supporting you. This is not how you. I know you're only 24, but this is not how you treat friends who support you. Be a human. Kate Meany.
How could you do this to a friend? I interviewed you once.
Yeah.
After all I've done for you.
After the one time I talked to you. God
I
damn
didn't
it.
know the most famous fact about you, and you've betrayed me like this.
Friends
Yeah,
don't
look-
do this. Friends change the bandages on your hemorrhoids.
Yeah. Look me in the eyes when you stab me in the back, Kate.
I never made fun of your son, Kevin Meany.
Dang Lizard with 5 euros. Blind Mike, are you blind? Are your blind senses tingling? Did you notice first that Kevin Brennan is sniping? Were you the first to notice that, Mike? Could you tell?
I can't tell anything, Carl. I'm not great at reading a room, which is a really
Oh!
you might say about me.
Big Daddy Dodo, $5. He stands with Ukraine and has the 2 shirts to prove it.
Oh,
yeah.
wait,
that was
did you hear
hilarious.
that? Did you hear that? The female delivery person comes, and it's the most douche chill. Oh, hello. He goes, are you from Scandinavia?
Are you Danish?
Are you Danish? It's like, no, I'm dropping off beer to a loser. That's what I am.
What brings you to my door, gorgeous?
And she goes, I'm from Ukraine. He goes, hey, I have 2 shirts. He's like a retarded guy. And I have a blue shirt.
He's so smooth. So smooth with the ladies. No wonder he's getting laid all the time. Red 473, $20. Thank you very much. Red. John clearly is going to take you all down. Tukey can have an army of Shuli lawyers, but John's legal track record is without question. This message was brought to you by Legal Shield. Let's see. Shuli, give these guys a little dusty Ed plurals.
Carl's not a wrestling guy. He's not going to like Dusty Rhodes. He's running it this week. I'll do it later.
All right. Reels became a YouTube member. Thank you, Reels. I appreciate that, buddy. Dang Lizard, €2, Cardiff. I'm not your delivery. I'm just the driver. Dan Tanner, Carla K-Burger is still loud as fuck. All right, I'll back up from the microphone.
Hey, you got to tell John that's your real last name. So just start saying it and spelling it out on every episode.
Oh, I know, Carl. I know the real name.
I'll be Arnold Schwarzenegger, but without that one pesky E in there. You can spell that one out for us, John. Penis Wrinkle 12, my boy, $10. I'm surprised we haven't heard all these stories about the homeless men saying John is the greatest employee of the Salvation Army history. They're gonna cry when he leaves.
I'm surprised Vince hasn't flown out there to do some on the scene reporting himself at that Salvation Army. Right up his alley.
Reels $10. FKB, he's sniping. Play some 7 seconds. That's not the wrong show, Reels.
Yeah. Gotta be careful who you snipe, Kev.
The Looney Tunes critic, $10. John, as he often does, missed a great opportunity for a joke when eulogizing Ralph. When a comment said he's a bad eulogizer, he shrugged. They've always said, hey, I'm just trying to help.
Yeah, he could have said
Yeah.
that. It would have been great.
Yep, he could have. He could have said bye for now. There's a lot of things if he knew
Somebody
what the fuck
chatted
he was
him and they
doing.
go, you're going to die alone. He goes, all right. He goes, "All right, what?"
Pretty good odds on that one.
Yeah, he goes, okay.
Oh, our boy Hack Ride is here, $5. Joey C pre-party on Hack Ride tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. God damn, the Dabbleverse is getting weird. Come and super chat, Joey. Every penny goes to Mr. Catalano. Happy birthday, Joey. All right. Let's celebrate Joey's birthday with Hack Ride tonight.
Delightful.
Sounds amazing. Mongo with $20. Don't forget about John getting ghosted by Kate Meany and then yelling and losing his shit directly at the camera. He blames the no response and her being young, and we actually just covered that.
Well,
Hilarious.
you had text exchanges with him for a little while, right,
Yep.
Carl?
Oh yeah, I the call me text.
How,
Yep, I got that.
how needy is this guy? It's not a joke. It's not something people are making up. It's a fact.
Also, when Kevin Brennan was shitting on Kate Meany, John was like, "This is a child you're going after."
Everybody's
All of a sudden,
kid.
when she betrays John, it's not.
Right.
she's matured.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, when John and I had the bet that he never interviewed OJ and asked him to sign his knife, which, based on the word interview, I would say I won that bet, but whatever. I paid him the money. He was having lunch with, oh gosh, now I'm drawing a blank on the name. One of the camera guys for Howard TV. Richie, yes, Richie Wilson. And so I get the text from John, call me. And I didn't, because I don't take orders from Stuttering John. It's a weird thing to text somebody. And then I get a voice text that is Richie going, oh, you said it's Carl? Oh, hey, Carl, this is Richie. I'm sitting here with John. Anyway, yeah, he did. I was there. He did ask OJ to sign his knife. I guess you said he didn't or something. It's just like he wanted me to call him so he could hand the phone over to Richie to tell me that I lost the bet because he thinks that's evidence of something.
It's like the messages coming out of Gaza from Israeli hostages when they're with Hamas. You go, everything's great. They're taking really great care of us. We may stay. We may not even want to leave.
Oh, well, they said it. Must be true.
Yeah.
Neil 420. Hey, Carl, here's $2. KB, you're a KUNT.
Oofa.
I think he knows what he. I think I know what he means by that too.
Can't put that one in members only.
If you type it out, it's C-U-N-T. Spell it correctly.
CJ Spags, $50. So let me get this. Mensa Man took 3 years to graduate Nassau Community College. Then another 3 years to not graduate NYU. Yep, that's a 165 IQ.
Love you, Spags.
There's a lot of people who go to school for 8 years. They're called doctors.
That's right.
Chris Allen, $5. The Big Lebowski is my favorite movie, and every time John calls himself the dude, I vomit and die a little inside. John, you're not the...
Drinks all the time, and he dresses sloppy, so close.
That's a storyline I've hated that he's come up with, that he's the puppet master pulling all of your strings.
Yes.
Like, I got Shuli to say this and Carl to say that. It was all my idea.
Right.
Listen,
I'm playing chess. You're playing checkers.
When I start uploading pictures of me graduating, that's when you know he's pulling my strings.
Rumpled Trenchcoat, a Columbo podcast. You familiar with this one, Blind Mike?
Mm-hmm.
I'm familiar with Columbo, not the podcast itself. No.
Oh, well, I guess you got to check this one out. I know you're a big Columbo fan.
Yeah.
All right.
No, Columbo's a poor man's Quincy. You're
damn straight, Christian.
Oh, that's right. My bad. I know SJ never graduated NYU because he made a point of saying, I have a 4-year degree from NYU, which is a really weird way of saying you graduated. Yeah. It's a good point. Mark says, no worries, Carl. The sign is already there. I don't remember what we were talking about.
He's talking about John running for office. He said you'd put a sign in your line.
Yeah, you're right. He probably already put it in my yard.
Yeah.
Greg Williams, $10. SJ graduated from NYU, Nassau YU University.
YU.
That's good. Dang Lizard. The best thing about SJ's picture was that he said we used the one without the NYU gown for the yearbook. What?
Yeah, there's two pictures he posted. There's one of him in a suit and one and he said the one which I don't know if you would have a choice. You would think they'd have a uniform, right?
Right. They wanted a more casual look.
Hawaiian shirt Friday.
All right, I'm going to sound really stupid because I didn't go to NYU, but I didn't have a yearbook at my college. Is that really a thing?
Yeah, no, my college had a yearbook.
You did have a yearbook?
I mean, I didn't buy one, but it was for sale.
They
I was
exist.
not to get one. Yeah,
they exist. I mean, I don't remember having picture day in college. I guess is my point. That's not a thing, is it? I don't know. Okay, maybe it is. Was John in one of those who's who of college students that they scam moms into paying for? Do you know what I'm talking about? I bet.
That's so funny.
I can see her falling for that. Wendy's cat, $2. SJ's campaign slogan: I'll fix the Florida Noga problem.
See, John, this is comedy.
Even a retard's cat is funnier than John.
I mean, come on.
I owe Susanna a great show. I reach a new Dabbleverse milestone. John blocked me last night on Twitter. Congratulations, I owe Susanna.
You took your first pinch like a man. Good for you.
Joseph Hamas, $5. I hear SJ is going after the Ralph chair in Howard Stern's house. SJ hates Ralph because he had the one thing he couldn't have, Howard's friendship, FKB. Oh, thank you for reminding me because I'm listening to Howard Stern for the first time in many months as he's talking about Ralph and their friendship. And what Howard was saying about Ralph is all the things that John says about Howard. He's like, look, Ralph was a good friend. We'd go jogging together. He stayed in my house. You know, he's explaining all the things that he would do with Ralph. I'm like, these are all the things that John likes to think that he was doing with Howard.
Been there, done that.
Right? Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, really, in my opinion, I think Howard was closer to Ralph than anybody.
Yeah.
Than anybody. I think even his wife.
Yes. Well, he said that. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no doubt in my mind that in a snap of a finger, Ralph could have fucking told some crazy. He was with him during the single phase before he met Beth. Like just that alone.
And I'm sure he was the main instigator in a lot of this shit.
Of course, these guys couldn't wait.
Yeah.
You know, so it's got to kill John that he knows that Ralph was he was the ultimate inner circle. There was nobody closer than Ralph.
All right. I'm going to change topics now. Let's talk about Ray DeVito is booked to go on Stuttering John's podcast next week on Thursday. And I want to get predictions of how this is going to go down. I'll tell you what I'm thinking is going to happen. John is going to immediately make it about Kevin Brennan, say that Brennan, don't you think Kevin Brennan's a hack? You should stop doing his show. He's going to turn it into a thing where it's like, you got to choose between John and KB, because that's what John likes to do. But what do you think is going to happen with Ray DeVito? Christian, I'll start with you.
Is he going on? Is it going to be the political show that Ray's going to be on?
No, because
I hope so. That would be
I just got so excited. I'm like, wait, what day is he going to be on?
Hell no.
Unless he changed the schedule, the political shows are on Wednesday and Ray's on Thursday.
Okay.
Army Major, this is Ray DeVito. How quickly could you kill him, Army Major?
Who's president?
I don't want to fight, Army Major. I know.
My prediction is that Ray will spend more time solo on the screen than he does on with John. John's, he's got to get up to go to the bathroom now. He's got to take deliveries. I was watching yesterday, the Army Major and some other guy were on. John was literally gone for 5 straight minutes, and the Army Major was just talking to this other guy. So I think we're going to get a lot of Ray DeVito, which is honestly what I think we all need in our lives, more Ray DeVito. So I'm excited for it.
All right. Mike Geary, what are your predictions?
I think Ray seems to me like such a sweet, dim-witted guy that John's going to assume Ray must be trolling him and get very angry at nothing and kick him out pretty quickly.
Nobody's this stupid.
Why do you have bobbleheads behind you, Ray? He's all mad.
That's an interesting
little bobblehead that I have here. It's one of a kind.
I think Ray might be the only person who's nice to John, and John has him thrown out. I think that might be what happened.
That would work that way.
Well, Ray has told me in private, and I'm sure he didn't want me saying it on Point Dabblepoint, that he does not plan on agreeing with everything Stuttering John says, so he's not sure how long he'll last on the show. I know that's not a good formula for being a guest on John's show.
Let me tell you something. If it's one thing I know about Ray DeVito, and I know a lot, that man takes a stand. Let me tell you.
Watch out.
He lets you know when he's been wronged.
He's like William Wallace. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Now come bleed with me. Anyways, no, I think here's what's going to happen, because Ray lately has been upset with us over at the Shuli Network. So I think John is going to steer him in that direction, and I think that'll be the direction, and a little bit of Brennan too. But I agree with Blind Mike that at some point John, for whatever reason, is going to find a way to get rid of him. Don't forget, before his announcement of Ray coming on as a guest, John would sit there and go, "Who the fuck is Ray DeVito?" Because nobody even knows who Ray DeVito is. So it'll be fun.
So he's eventually going to get tired of him and kick him off. So what nickname is he going to give Ray?
That's interesting.
Can't use the obvious one.
Not Danny DeVito, Ray.
Well, actually, Ray should go out and say that Danny's his father. Because with the Kate Meany thing, I'm like, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Then John's going to try and fuck him.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I'm a little worried. It's like crossing streams in Ghostbusters. You don't know what could happen with these two getting together. It might not be good, but
it's like cats and dogs living together.
Man.
Silent Mike, what do you think is going to happen with Ray on there?
I think Ray will bend at the knee, and I don't care that he said that he's going to take a stand. He'll go, you're right, you're kind of right, but he'll find a way to kind of wiggle out of it.
They might become co-hosts, guys. That might be the regular Thursday show going forward, which I would approve of.
I love any potential co-host because with any co-host comes the breakup. So Ray, do it. If he offers you the job, do it.
Ooh, and maybe with John drinking during the show, it'll encourage Ray to drink during the show, and they'll get a nice 2-for-1 drunk thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. From what I know of Ray DeVito, like he's always, lobbying for hotel rooms and stuff like that. This is a man with virtually nothing, and this will still end in John saying, "Ray, after all I've done for you."
Would you just let me borrow your blanket?
I like the idea of them going, let's take our medication together. You grab your beer, I'll grab mine.
So one of the things that John always falls for is any lie about people he doesn't like. So one of the shit stirs over on Stuttering John's channel is Shuli's wife's crystals. And so Shuli's wife's crystals wrote the other day during John's show, Carl is calling NYU live on air about your degree.
Oh, I missed that when you did that.
Yeah, I missed it too. It's not the format of my show. I'm not an investigative journalist.
Maybe it should be, Carl. Maybe it should be.
No shit. But John always believes everything. That's why he thinks I'm talking about his kids all the time. He's like, look at what Carl just tweeted. He's like, what? Oh, I knew it.
Well,
so, yeah, go ahead.
No, that guy Ditka put up a funny thing that John went off on is he goes, can't believe Howard's Skyping into the funeral. And John goes, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He's going to be on Skype?
That was great because when John was doing the eulogy, he's just like, so Ralph's kind of a piece of shit and he didn't have any friends and Howard better go to his funeral. So stupid. So, of course, John thinks that this is true, that I'm calling up NYU, and he's like naming off all these professors he had as if that's proof of graduating. I don't know. So then he threatens another strike on me, and he goes, keep it up. It's not transformative. And so hold on. I know. He's threatening me yet again with a strike that it's not fair use. But then I thought about it, and I think I have a new theory. You guys ready to hear me out on this?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. A big part of fair use is that when you're using someone else's material, you're creating content for a different audience.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And John used to do a political show for libtards, but now his show is actually the same people who watch our show and watch Uncle Rico. Like John's show is John being a buffoon, things that we used to highlight. We have to pull a couple of clips out of, a couple hours of time. Oh, look at this thing. He drools. Look at this thing. Now he's doing it nonstop. Is John so smart? All right, hold on. Wait, hear me out. Did John realize the loophole here to say, what I'll do is I'll have the exact same audience so that when they play my show, I'll actually have a claim that it's copyrighted material and I can strike them for that.
Wow.
I believe he's president of NYU before I believe he put that fucking thing together. No way.
No, I thought of it before Carl said it. It was my idea.
I think if he heard you explain it now, Carl, he wouldn't understand it, let alone be able to actually do it. So no, I don't think there's a chance.
If you email him this step-by-step process, it still won't happen.
So this whole thing where he's trying to say that it's not transformative and he's going to strike me and he's trying to strike fear in me yet again with the same threat that he's given me for years now. I want to point out that Blind Mike and I just won a copyright dispute against Simon & Schuster.
Nice.
No.
Can't keep us down, baby.
Yeah. If I'm going to win against Simon & Schuster through the stupid YouTube copyright bullshit back and forth, I'm pretty sure I'll beat Stuttering John Melendez. I'm just going to throw that out there as a possibility. So let's talk about what's going on with Rock. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, when we got hit by strikes from John early on, the only thing that turned it around from us is when we asked Carl for help. And Carl told us exactly what to write, how to write it, and since that time, other than the YouTube fuck up, we haven't been hit with anything.
The first time I did a show I put on YouTube where I was clipping Howard Stern, SiriusXM copyright struck my channel. And I disputed that and I won that. So it's one of these things where once you kind of know what the law is and how fair use works, like these companies try it because they hope they intimidate you and you go, oh no, I don't want to lose my channel. And so you just go away. but I'm not playing that game. This is what my entire show is based on this.
And that's literally all John does all day long is threaten,
Yes.
threaten. That's it.
So let's talk about the latest threats on here. So
Let's do it.
Tukey put out a tweet and it says counter has been approved 10 business days. Hashtag TWO, hashtag Tukey 2024. I didn't even know he was running. So John tweets out, because he has no idea what the fuck's going on. This is just from today. Note to Tukey, when you infringe on my copyright, there are repercussions. I look forward to seeing you in court. Look how funny it is when the shoe's on the other foot. All these guys can dish it out, but they can't take it. So I reached out to Tukey. Am I missing something here?
Yeah, it's a puppet. It doesn't wear shoes. He's a fucking idiot.
So I asked him, like, what is this? Did Tukey say something? Does it seem like he's afraid or something like that? And Tukey's official statement is, get your brother's suit dry cleaned, John. You looked like shit in DC. Thank you, Tukey Tailband, for all the support. TWO, I love you all more than a friend. So I don't think the Tukey's backing down from this.
No, it does not
Nope.
sound like that.
Nope. I've been talking with him. I told any help you need from us, we are 100% on board with you. We are with you. We are all Tukey. And
I am Tukey.
I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
How
It's
amazing
almost
will the
like Carl that
courtroom-
nobody takes John seriously, and they think his threats are something that they don't have to worry about. It's almost like that, isn't it?
It's crazy. Yeah. Go figure.
How amazing will the courtroom moment be when John realizes that Tukey and Bedabbler are the same person?
Oh my
What?
God.
But if you what?
it's like a
No
Abbott
further questions.
Costello. Like John meets El Horrible, like Abbott Costello. No, I was gonna say, I want to ask you guys this question because I don't think he's going through with this, John.
Oh no, he can't.
What's right? He will lose. What is going to be the excuse? What do you think he's going to blame this? It ain't going to be his fault, and it ain't going to be. I don't care. He's going to have to make up something because he's committing to Twitter on a show that I am following through with this. No more of this. I'm fighting. I don't care. So what's the lie going to be?
He could go back to the child well, go, my kid asked me not to do it.
See,
Yeah,
I'll say in my experience with my only real experience with John is that IQ test thing. And basically I annoyed him about it enough that he goes, you know what? You're annoying me. I don't want to deal with you anymore. I'm washing my hands of you. So I predict something like that maybe where he's like, I don't even want to deal with Tukey anymore. Pay no mind. I'm putting him out of my mind. That's right.
Beneath him. Tukey's
Yeah.
beneath him. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, Scott the engineer told me, just stop talking about the puppet.
I was talking to the singer from Collective Soul, and he gave me some good advice.
Remember when
he's
he was
gonna go-
turning his... Yeah, God, I'm sorry.
I think he's going to go the route where he's going to say, "Oh, don't worry, it's coming," and he's going to say it's bigger than you think, and he's just going to hope everybody forgets about it. You know, he's gonna be like, "Don't worry, I'm still doing it." Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely gonna be something with the, Rocco's not worth it. He doesn't have anything. I'm not going to be able to get anything from Rocco, even though he definitely I talked to my attorney, he definely broke the law, but it's not worth my time.
Right.
He
There'll be
doesn't
something
have
like that.
anything. Think of the symbolism of getting that puppet in the victory, in the case victory, and then like Predator ripping the puppet's spine out on stream, just holding it up in the air for all to see. Nothing to gain.
Ale Roker, $10. Now, this is a star-studded PDP. Love you, boys. Ganoga.
Yeah, once we got rid of that potato, the show really picked up, didn't it?
Definitely. Jordan, $5. But, guys, you forget. John's the puppet master and has orchestrated all of this. He's so smart. He's been planning all of this for 30-plus years. Wow. So, wait. I'm a creation of John. It's all been a lie.
Would a brilliantly smart man say this?
No sodomy today. Very upset.
I'm very upset. Okay.
Is this guy a freaking moron or what?
Dan Tanner with $10. John was actually Christmas shopping and BD present for Lily.
Birthday.
A birthday present.
Oh boy, that's not what I came up with.
I had to go through
I
a
was
couple
like, Carl,
things.
take it down. Take it down.
Her new dad gets her those presents.
Will Zen and Phil be spooning tonight? They don't seem like spooners to me, but maybe.
It's physically impossible, but Zen does really love. Listen to this.
Oh, Phil.
All right, that's Zen craving. Go ahead.
Booster $5. Words are hard. Sounds like someone didn't graduate college. What? I definitely graduated college. Ma!
Gentlemen, I do have to go.
Ah, yes.
Get
Well,
outta
thank you, Mike Morse, for joining us today. I appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, Carl. Good to see everyone. And
I'll see you at home. Feed the cats.
mwah, love you.
Bye.
No plugs, huh? Come on, Mike.
The Shuli Network.
Shuli Network. Okay.
There you go. And he's doing some gig New Year's, but who gives a shit?
Tony Soprano, $2. SJ thinks he's a better actor than James Gandolfini. Is that true? Because I wouldn't
would
put it past
surprise
him.
you.
To, yeah,
Sure,
I
on
wouldn't
some
put it past
level,
him.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure he said something like that, though.
I'm
I know
still
how-
alive. That's why I'm the better actor.
Texas Law Dog, $5. Put Vince the lawyer's face on a shark, and there's no change in facial expression.
The eyes for sure.
Interesting.
That's funny.
Interesting. Hey, my buddy Purple coming in with $50. Thank you, Purple. I'm sorry I missed you this time around in Florida. We'll get you next time. John's health is getting eerily similar to my dad's when he went through, anyone would help with this? It's psoriasis of the liver.
That's the guy on ABC, right? Stephanopoulos or something?
No, it's a different
No?
guy.
Okay.
Lack of cognitive function, slurring words, sores, and pasty skin. If my math is correct, he's got another year or two at most. Now, Purple, this is a very serious super chat, obviously. We appreciate the support, but I am worried. I had my buddy Vinny Paulino over to the house today, and Vinny's not really in the Stuttering John business anymore, and he's worried about him too. He's like, how much longer does he have? And we both came to the conclusion that we're about a year out on this one. The whole thing with, there's a real health issue with the snot that's running out of his nose nonstop. And someone posted in Dabblers Anonymous what the different reasons why that might be are. I'm convinced he lives in filth. He's breathing in cat dander and hair and dirt and grime and moldy food and shit all day long.
It's a basement apartment
It's
too,
blood,
right?
not shit.
It's blood, not shit. Yeah, let's clarify. But it's a basement apartment, so ventilation can't be good down there, right?
Right. Yeah.
And who the fuck knows what the situation, like, what that place even, it could be mold in that place. Forget about how disgusting he is, right? Like,
right. Now, remember the story he told? He bought a vacuum cleaner from Target.
Oh.
He used, the second time he ever used it, it broke. Do you know how gross your house has to be to break a vacuum cleaner the second time you use it?
I mean, what are you vacuuming? Nuts and bolts? Like, what the fuck?
Was the vacuum making fun of his kids?
But then the best part of that story is he tried to return it a month or two later without the box. He just showed up to the store with a vacuum outside of the box and go, "Can you give my money back? Thanks."
No, the best part
This
about that,
doesn't- this
Shuli,
doesn't work on smashed Coors cans. I don't know why you're trying to vacuum them up, sir.
the best part about that story, the funniest thing is that when John reveals stuff about his real life, it's always the most interesting part of his show. I hope, he's talking about bragging about having this reality show coming up. I hope that happens. I will be glued to it. I can't wait for it. So John was talking about how we brought the vacuum cleaner back a couple months later. Because it was great. He only used it twice, but he had it for months. So that tells you something right there. But then he wasn't able to get his money back, but they did exchanges. They gave him another vacuum cleaner. And the best part about that, he goes, "That's still out in the car." Why admit that? Act like you were vacuuming all morning. Yeah, I decided not to drive the truck for Salvation Army today because I really needed to get a vacuum in.
What's that shit Bob Dylan got from like bat shit or something? Didn't he get like really sick and almost die from like bat? Can't bat shit like make you sick and kill you? Maybe that's maybe all the cat shit that he doesn't clean.
Yes.
Is slowly, and cat piss, like that stuff is toxic.
It is. It is toxic. I think there's really something to that. I think he's living in not just his own filth, but a lot of filth.
Cave.
Aaron A., the producer that called John, was Dick Buffman. Who's Dick Buffman?
No. Oh no.
I don't know that reference.
Well, I think it's literally the guy said, "Hi, I'm Dick Buffman. We want to do a show about you."
Yeah, I got you.
John's like,
Has it Has it ever come out who called John as Anthony?
Yeah, I know who it is.
Oh, you
Okay,
do?
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me just ask you this, Shuli. Was it Opie?
No, but I have. He sent me a station ID for the Shuli Network as Anthony. It's on my phone.
So he does it. He does an Anthony impression. Yeah, let's hear it. If you can pop it up on the mic.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
No,
he
it's not
doesn't
even
do
close.
it. It's awful. He sounds nothing like Anthony. All right, I'll do my best here. Listen.
How do you? And this reminds me of when what's his name came on as Cardiff,
Yeah.
Obnoxious John or whatever. It's like, how do you talk to someone as often as he talked about Anthony? And Anthony's been in broadcasting for 30 years, and John can't detect his voice.
Yeah,
They've been on the shows together all those times. Yeah, it's insane to me. All right, you got that, Julie? Let's hear this.
Yeah, here it is.
This is the guy who John thought was Cumia, and you're watching and listening to the Shuli Network.
That's it. That's
That's not
it.
even close.
No, play the one that's not Anthony.
That's it. That's all it was that. And I said to him, I go, did you work on the impression? He goes, no. He goes, I didn't even try an impression. He said, I just called him, and I was just like, it's Anthony.
There's a couple things here too. First off, John has changed his number recently. Why Anthony wouldn't have his number? So right then, John should be like, how'd you get my number? You know, that's weird. Yeah. But the other thing that I was thinking about, because I thought John made up the story at first, and I was trying to figure out what the angle was. I actually had Missy B on the show. We were talking about that, what the angle was. But the fact that he was pranked is even funnier, because all of the things that, you know, quote unquote, Anthony said to him were all things that are public knowledge. You know what I mean? It was like all stuff. It's like, remember we used to do that show? We had beers that one time. We watched Columbo. I played poker at your house. It's like all stuff that
when
we've
you
all been
were on
talking
Artie
about.
and Anthony.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it doesn't,
stupid.
especially if you time it right. If you call them or reach out to them on that 7th or 8th beer of the night, which we know is like the 10th or the 12th, I don't think you have to do much. Not a lot of heavy lifting involved in you know, getting one over on them.
There is a video in Dabblers Anonymous that I watched today trying to get caught up for the show where it was documented how many beers John had on his show. I think on the Thursday show. And it's really well done. It's 8 minutes long. I can't play it on here, but really well done, really well produced. I recommend people checking that out. John is drinking way too much while doing a show. It's crazy to me that he wouldn't be better at hiding his alcoholism when everyone's going, John, you're an alcoholic. You would think that he would be
Oh,
put
really,
it in a
Carl?
mug or something.
Would an alcoholic drink before 3:30?
Well,
He hasn't drank yet.
He literally said one day.
Mike, because that was one of the, there's a lot of theories as to why he's starting at 3:30. Is it because of Salvation Army? Is it because of anything like that? But is it because, like, because he was doing it a little bit later at one point. He's like, I don't really want to wait until 5 to start drinking. So soon, or do you think he's already drank plenty by the time he gets on the show? What do you guys?
Well, this is what might tip you off. I was just about to say, there was that one time when John was saying, everyone says I'm an alcoholic. It's almost noon. I haven't had any beer yet. And he wasn't joking. I was like, wait, what? Even alcoholics don't start drinking in the morning.
He is the guy that, you know, that his makeup of who he is the guy who coined the phrase, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yes.
That's who that guy is.
Yes.
There's never a time where he can't, they're about to do the weather on the news. Let's drink. Like, whatever excuse he needs to come up with, he'll come up with it to drink.
When Vince the lawyer, Muttering Jay, was finding all those old photos of me and posted them online from work functions and different things I did, someone made the astute observation, like, how come when Carl is out with work functions, there's not a beer in his hand? But every time John is photographed, whether it's the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar roast or the Tonight Show or anything that he's asked Stephanie Miller, he's always got a beer in his hand in every single one of those.
How come when Carl's at a work function, he has closed-toed shoes? like a weirdo.
Well, similar to the noon thing, Carl. He's been doing that a lot lately, where he'll list off the time, and that's some proof that he's not a drunk. Because when he cracked his first beer one day, he must have been recording late, because he goes, "Oh, really? This is my first beer. It's 5:45, but I guess I'm an alcoholic." It's like it's not tied into what time you're drinking, John.
Well, we had Dr. Drew on, and we were playing him clips of him, and he did the beer math, where he goes, a beer dissipates. 1 beer, 2 beers in an hour becomes 1 beer, or whatever the fuck the magic trick is.
Right.
And as soon as we stopped the clip, Dr. Drew's like, yeah, this guy's got to drink improv. He's like, only alcoholics make that math equation.
I think what Drew said was, he goes, oh, I've heard these equations many times from my patients. He was very familiar with that.
Yeah.
Let's also keep in mind that John's from New York, so that means he could probably start drinking about 9 a.m. our time here on the West Coast. You know,
Sure.
He's like, yeah, it's noon in New York, so
true.
it's fine. Yeah,
My internal clock is used to it.
Mean Gene in Florida, $10. Good to see all the OGs of the Dabbleverse all in one place. Thanks for all the laughs, boys. Thanks for being here and supporting it. We appreciate it.
Gene.
I heard Carl saying Vince the lawyer has a spectrum disorder. Maybe you're reading my blog. I don't know if I said that, but Vince the lawyer definitely has some type of disorder going on with his personality. Weasel Tails, $2. Oh, hey guys, damn, I missed the potato. Love ya. Well, unlike some people's shows, you can watch this anytime you want. I'll leave it up.
There you
It'll
go.
still be available for everyone. Count Connor, $2. Blatt proves that Giants fans can have brains.
Wow.
yeah. I don't watch football anymore this year, so there you go.
Smart.
Just like Carl.
I know. It's just the worst league right now. Everyone's getting screwed by officiating. It's unwatchable.
Who would have
Connor.
figured that legalized gambling was going to ruin this?
I know. Who knew? Count Connor, $2. The Casanova of Canoga Park. I'll fund that musical to be made. Joseph R, $5. A photo of John ringing a bell in a Santa hat equals priceless. I'm sure it can be produced.
Really? I saw you give that other homeless guy $80. You think give me $4?
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Could you imagine the change doesn't go all the way in and he's like trying to pull it out before it drops?
As soon as
I gotta
his
wet my
shift's done,
beak.
as soon as his shift's done, he goes into the Salvation. He goes, "You guys sell any crowbars or anything? Like, I need something to get into something."
Yeah, guys, let me just count it first. Can you just open this up for me? I was trying to do the math in my head. I want to see if I was right.
No, put the money in my hand. I'll put it in the bucket.
Joe Dicker, $5. Blind Mike, by pick of the litter, do you mean picking up litter on the interstate?
Did I say
Dang, I don't remember what that was in reference to. Dang Lizard, €5. Nice, you got a Christian Bladt cameo. He's way too successful and busy to show up. He's like the perfect Phil Elmore replacement. Another success story. Now, I don't understand sarcasm, so I'm not sure what's being said here.
Well, that is how I.
Hacko Burrow, SJ, white knighted Kate Meany so hard he probably has her in his phone as Milady. I wouldn't be surprised. They're already
John's also
married.
John's also not up on the news, so he was probably thinking like, maybe I can open for your dad sometime.
Right.
It wouldn't shock me. Oh,
Hey.
when did he pass? I'm so sorry.
You know, I have big pants as well, Kate. We have a lot in common.
How are you handling the loss of your son, Kate?
Ham had $2. SJ wants to third input Kate at your house, Carl. Yeah, well, good luck with that. Count got her $2. I stained with Ukraine. That's good. R. Murray says a Mensa man will always put their initial on their college ring. That way they won't lose it. Damn, man, grow up. Snots are good for the skin. Wow, a lot of information in that.
Well,
super
he's
chat.
just saying we're looking at things wrong. That's all.
Yeah, no, he's right about that.
Yeah.
Shane Morrison, $3 Australian. OJ was the closest SJ has ever got to a fruit. Matthew Raleigh, $5. Carl, it is truly kind of you to let Blind Mike tag along with you, but be honest. Do you tell him that he is on TV to make him feel really special? Oh shit! I gotta start reading ahead. I'm sorry, Mike.
Carl tells me what a big star he is.
Mike, turn around, face the camera. You're staring at the wall.
Come on, fellas.
That's too much ribbing.
Come on.
There's a time and a place.
Yeah, guys, let's go easy on the
This is
guy.
not transformative.
Pete D, $10. After all these years and drinks, does he believe he owns lies? Does he believe his own lies? I think he does. I think there's a lot of things he's convinced himself of we've seen examples of that where he's put himself in places he never was. And people have to correct him and say, no, John, that wasn't you. That was someone else, because he is delusional, I think is the word.
Right.
When talking about John.
And his memory is shot to shit. So it's like,
yes,
it's almost like if he doesn't lie, he'll have nothing to talk about. He can't remember anything, you know?
Tom DeLuise, Carl, Ryan O'Neal just died. Can you give us an SJ style eulogy for him? Ryan O'Neal was a piece of shit. No one liked him.
Barrett Plus better go to his funeral.
Yeah, Goldie Hawn better go.
No, you're gonna start with condolences to his family. All right,
Condolences,
there.
yes. Right. Skull to his family. Skull to his friends.
Ryan O'Neal, we hardly knew ye, and we also didn't know if you were gay or bi.
Dag Lizard says, Ray's new Doc Martin are great for curb stomping.
Yeah. I said he looked like he was wearing Herman Munster shoes on the stand-up, and he goes, these are fucking Doc Martens. Calm down, Ray.
Another guy's a little too sensitive.
Yeah,
All these comics, so fucking sensitive. Dang Lizard, 2 unrelated sentences. Over 500,000 people go missing in the U.S. every year. Ray DeVito is not innocent. All right. Just unrelated sentences. I get it.
Speaking of Ray, real quick, did you see what Melton posted? The pictures of Ray's pillows?
No.
Oh.
What's going on?
It is NB, no bueno, as they say. It is not pretty. You have to pull it up.
All right,
There's a lot of controversy centered around this guy's linens. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, right. I know. I've never heard so much talk about blankets and comforters and pillows.
Well, there was 2 things. He went over to Teamster Tim's place to stay, and he brought his lamp with him because people don't have ring lights, I guess, or lamps for him. But I thought he meant, when he said a light, I thought he meant a ring light. It's an actual lamp that he brings with him. And these pillows that look awful.
Are you sure it's not a nightlight? I can see Ray being afraid of the dark.
It looks like the Eiffel Tower. It's a massive lamp.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's crazy. Yeah, red stains on the pillow, somebody said. Yeah.
All right, can you find that, Shuli? I'll read these super chats. All right, thank you. I don't have a producer Joe working in the background for me. I just have a blind co-host. It's a lot different.
Chosen people, baby. That's why we're chosen.
The Looney Tunes critic, $10. Just got the phone with GoDaddy regarding acquiring John's website domain name. They call to negotiate as a third party. His bare minimum asking price at $1,900.
Oh.
You know, his URL isn't even that great. It's like stutteringjohnmelendez.com.
Oh,
you probably
Carl.
just got like stutteringjohn.com or something.
Carl, you're gonna walk away from $19 for a site that gets 7 million hits.
You're right. What was I thinking?
What the fuck, dude?
To be fair, $5. Watched a video about aging narcissists yesterday, and it described John 100% and how he acts and thinks. Listen, I got to give Vince the Warrior all the credit in the world on this. Vince pointed out early on John's a narcissist, and he's easily manipulated because of that. And then Vince went on to demonstrate that over the still going number of years.
Yeah.
He proves it every day.
I put both those links in the private chat for you. The bottom one is
perfect.
the lamp, and the one above it is the Shuli, tell Kevin this is I'll do it as Dusty. Kevin Brennan, let me tell you something, Jack. It's Starcade this Friday night at the Palace in Detroit. I'm going to take that $10, I'm going to shove it up your ass, daddy, and I'm going to make change. Thank you.
Which link should I use on this?
Bottom one is the lamp. You want to start with that one.
Okay, let's start with the lamp. That sounds fun. Check that out.
Because you can't follow the pillows with anything. You got to close with the pillows.
Okay, yeah, it's a good point. This guy knows show business.
We gotta ease into this, man.
Oh wow!
Look at that quarter hour with the pillows.
What the fuck?
Yo, dude. Yeah, look at it.
Come on.
Now, Shuli, when you said it looked like the Eiffel Tower, I thought it was just going to be tall. I didn't think it was going to literally look like the Eiffel Tower.
I didn't either. I heard Melton talk about it because he left a light at Team. I go, oh, he left his ring light there. That's what he left.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the other one is the pillow.
NLO, man, he's doing some very good journalism.
He is. He is.
I have to give him credit for that. Oh no.
Look at that first picture. Click on that first one.
Yeah, what is going on here?
Oh!
Did he have his period? Was he using it as like a leg pillow?
I think maybe he humps it when he's on his.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh no.
It's brutal.
But he brings these with him. And do you remember his excuse? I mean, we're going back years now. I mean, who even cares? But his excuse for why he brings a comforter and all this stuff along with him on the road is that he thinks that like the hotels are going to be dirty or something. It's like, no, I think you're just crashing wherever you can crash with whatever person will say yes to you. And that's why you're bringing these things. You're planning on sleeping on a couch, obviously.
Stay in a nicer hotel, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, no, by hotels, he means anybody who would be enough a degenerate to let Ray DeVito sleep on their couch. So he knows that their blankets are not clean, so that's why he brings his own.
See, I thought it was just because he's insane. But maybe you guys are right.
Yeah, you know what?
Maybe you guys bring up a good
Upon
point.
further review, Shuli, yes, that's what
You
it
know
is.
what do I know?
Well, no, because I remember him saying something like, oh, you guys don't bring your own comforter to hotel rooms or something like that? And it's just like, no, nobody does. That's not a thing you do.
Ray goes to the gym every day, right? When he's done working out, he showers. He never brings a towel with him. He doesn't want a wet towel in the car, so he brings paper towel rolls and he dries. Yeah, he dries off after a shower in the gym with paper towel rolls.
Well, I hope John's watching. There's like 3 or 4 questions for Ray when he does your show next week, John.
Yeah.
Get to the bottom of this.
One thing John's great at, prep. So he'll get it.
Of course. Go ahead, Mike.
It'd just be like, oh, you guys don't live like a vagrant? Also, why you don't bring blankets and pillows and paper towels around with you everywhere you go? That's a great deflection by Ray.
Yeah.
Question for Carl and Mike: do you think that Ray does what Julia Fox's grandfather used to do and hang up the paper towels and dry them? So
Dry them out?
use them again?
I was thinking about that when Shuli was saying that. I'm like, I don't know if anyone would get the reference, but yeah. So then Ray's so poor he has to dry the paper towels and bring them with him to the next place. Bob's Fly Baby, $10. Shuli, tell Kevin this $10 is real. Oh, yeah, Kevin, this is a real super chat, not a.
No,
fake
it's
one.
not. It's on your channel. It's fake.
That's what a fucking bot would say.
It's real on mine, fake on yours.
They're not still sniping us over there, are they?
Well, what
Edward,
go look. I'll be right.
Yeah, check it out. Edward Murphy, $5. All of these shows is all these shows are missing is a beautiful Missy. Hey, girl. I'll let her know. Mark Ebatista, $5. Can't wait for SJ new reality show. He's talking to a well-respected production company, and you're going to love it. A day in the life of me. I know he's so proud of himself.
I was saying
really
this the other
funny.
day. You know, if this is legit, right, and somebody's gonna do a show about him flying around, what's great about this, and he doesn't even realize it, we're gonna be on a new show too. You think his world isn't gonna be involving us on this TV show?
no shit.
Yeah.
You think I'm not an EP of this project, John?
John, wacky neighbors here. Hey, can I borrow some sugar?
That's the interesting thing is I don't believe it just because John's the one saying it, but like a reality show about John would be captivating.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh no! Is this what's happening over there?
So this is how they're sniping us right now. They did the old quad split, and so it's
Nice.
they're just like de facto sniping us. They put us in that little box down at the bottom.
Just have us on mute because they just like the way we look.
Well, because whatever Chad's saying is definitely more interesting than anything we're saying.
For sure. I don't know if you know this. A lot of people don't, but Chad was the third mic on an afternoon drive show in Cleveland for 2.5 years. He's very good at radio.
Righteous.
He was able to turn that. He was able to turn that into what he's doing now. Eku Mugen with $5. SJ will say he still won as he knows whom fists the puppet. You could court order an internet ban. Would be fun to see him squirm for a while. Yeah, John's doxing thing is really stupid at this point. Like Rocco has come out and said his full name. He's not worried about it. You're not winning with this. He's disarmed this. He's made it so it's not weaponized anymore. And John's still trying to do this thing where he's saying Rocco's name. That's going to intimidate
Speaking
him.
of
make him
John
run away.
doxing, I know you guys were talking about it at the beginning of the show, but his birthday greeting to Lily, he goes through all of her accomplishments. He mentions like everywhere she went to college, all of her degrees. I think he says where she works, and I'm just like, you're literally doxing your kid and telling us everything we need to know about her.
Yep. Yeah, he's an idiot. Raping, raping your girl. $2. Does Vinny eat all your food when he comes over? We hide the food. my wife and I learned our lesson. Clench my cheeks, 2 pounds. Boss Hog Melendez is coming for you, chompers. Well, I don't know how that nickname caught on. John's imaginary NYU degree. Toxoplasmosis is the disease from cat poop. It's a parasite like John.
There you go.
Yes, it is. It can't be good for him. And I really think that's why his face is running all day long. And he has to have
Welcome
a
to
roll of
Talk
paper
So
towels.
Tuesdays on the Stuttering John Show.
Zachary Hoffman, $2. He's drank every show this week at least a 12-pack. Well, listen, I told you guys, my buddy Dan, who used to produce the Artie Lang show, said that when John would go over to Artie's house, and Artie at this time is supposedly a recovering drug addict, John would drink an entire case of beer. He would bring an entire case of beer with him and finish it before he left. And one of the times, he wanted Dan to run out and get him more beer because he ran out of beer. Dan's like, no, it's enough. It's enough bear.
Yeah, but what time of day was it?
Oh, yeah. Good point. Never mind. You know, it was the evening, so it's okay. Tag Lizard, €5. Mike, can you use your echolocation skills to give a description of SJ's apartment based on bouncing Slim Fast bottles, or is that reading a room?
I do know it's incredibly echoey. I'm not seeing any furniture. I can't pick up on any.
That's hilarious. When he chucks the can across, you're just like, oh, that kitchen table only has 3 chairs.
There was one the other day where it hit the ground and then you just heard that slow roll of the can. And I was just like,
Yes.
oh my God.
You know he's not picking those up when the show is done either.
No, if you're not getting up to throw it out, you're not picking it up. You know, it's like,
Right.
Dude,
We
someone
already
offered him.
established that's what the vacuum cleaner's for, Mike.
Right. Someone offered him, I forget, a lot of money to just turn his camera around, and he refused to do it.
somebody said that you would pay him $2,500 to do a tour of his home.
I did say that. I'm sticking
and I'm
with
like,
it.
dude, I'm in. Like, like that's where the money's at, John. Nobody wants you. They want to see what comes from you. You know
and
what
not,
I mean?
not the empty Florida house, even though that's going to be
No,
disgusting
this.
too. I want to see,
This one.
Canoga Park.
Oh, we walk in suited up like the end of ET. It's like all of us in these hazmat suits. There's hoses in there.
Erica Ann, $2. SJ is a lush and will be working at a Packy by 12:13.
Pakistan, huh? All right.
John's imaginary NYU degree. Again, to SJ alcoholics, drink hard booze, vodka, etc. Yeah, I think he said that before. It's like, oh, I'm just drinking beer. It's like water.
But meanwhile, he went to that Jay Leno show with Brian, which he said the tickets were like over $100 and something each ticket. We looked.
Okay.
They're like $30. Every ticket, anywhere in the room.
Yeah, but you know the fees with the Ticketmaster.
Well, then we started thinking, what if he just told Brian how much it was going to be for the tickets and then just bought the tickets for the regular price and kept the money? But even that, he shows up and he goes, so my pre-show drink, I get a martini, a dirty martini. So when he's in the places, he'll drink.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He's probably doing the calculation on how much money he's spending and how much alcohol is in the drink. This is the other math that alcoholics do.
He 100% in that story, retelling of the story, there's a whole alcohol math thing going on. 100%.
Of course.
Well, most comedy shows here in LA have like a 12 drink minimum, so that's
Right.
probably
right. Yeah, with the beers, it ended up being 118 a ticket.
Lazy Shorts, $5 says, check out my stuff if you've been enjoying my diary series this week. Lazy Shorts, Opie and Anthony channel on YouTube.
Have you
Always good
watched
stuff
any of
on
the
there.
diaries that
I have
he's been
not
putting
yet.
out? Oh,
No.
it's so good. So
I will
good.
check that out. Thank you
Yeah.
for the support, Lazy Shorts. I love your work. Chad's missing upper lip, $5. Ringing the bell for the Salvation Army is the new cancer benefit. Interesting.
I will pass this change along to a third party.
Tom Soprano, $2. Going to be looking for SJ saying for my name for a drop.
Okay.
I
Get to
swear to
work.
God, Mike thinks I'm like the worst reader in the world. He doesn't realize that these are impossible sentences to read.
Very good, Carl.
Yeah.
That was a
Mike,
good one.
work with Levy for a couple shows. Carl,
Colin, $5. His forehead getting taller and his jaw flaring out. John looks more like a penis every day. Okay. Everyone has fantasies. Tony Soprano again. Carl, what's your opinion on Auntie Karen buying views? I don't have an opinion on it. I don't care. It's so stupid. And I saw someone talking about this somewhere. It might have been a subreddit or something, where this whole thing where it's like, well, if my show has 700 views and your show has 1,100 views and that show has 350 views, these are all small numbers of views. None of this matters at all. These
All
are
of us
not
are
big
nothing.
shows. Yes.
yeah.
What if we found out that Opie was buying all 34 of his views on his channel?
That would be newsworthy.
That's a good point, because I was going to ask, like, as someone with less viewers than you guys, should I be buying views? Like, how does that benefit anyone? I
don't
never
know.
understood that.
People are like, just admit it. I'm like, admit what? That I've been doing something that benefits me in no way whatsoever for an entire 2 years?
Well,
Losing money on fake viewers?
Yeah.
I was listening to Dick Masterson just put out a bonus show because his old partner Maddox did a 3-hour-long video on what a piece of shit Dick Masterson is. So they're watching this video. And Maddox is making the claim that Dick was taking the Libsyn graphs, the Libsyn numbers for your podcast listens or downloads, and manipulating them to make it look like he had more people listening to the show. And Dick goes, I don't sell advertising, dummy. I make $20,000 a month on Patreon or whatever the fuck he makes on Patreon. It's like that's where I win. I don't care how people listen to the show. If there's 4,000 people willing to give me $5 a month, that's all that matters. I don't know why you're looking at anything else.
If his Patreons auto renew and none of them ever listen, he's like, great, perfect.
Right.
Of course. That's every person in a box here. That's their dream. Are you kidding me? But yeah, like he's 100% right. I'm sitting here, I'm going, okay, so what's the end game of me buying views? At what point do any of my guys go, hey, can we get paid? Or are we just putting all the money into fake viewers?
Mm-hmm.
And the super chats not being real. That one I love. They're
And the
real
memberships
when they're on,
aren't real.
Yeah, and the memberships, it's like, all right, whatever you say, man.
But the thing is, even like, I guess doing it once to rub it in John's face or something, that to me, that doesn't even make sense. But they're alleging you do it like every day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the
John
only
doesn't understand he doesn't understand how business works. He's just like, and Shuli's losing money every single day just to make it seem like he's winning out there. It's like, that's not how Shuli's operate, John.
Hey,
Have you
I'm going
never
to
met
save
a
my
Shuli?
money, and I'll just admit I have less viewers than you guys, all right?
Yeah, right.
I'll keep my money.
Well, he'll go, I know for a fact that the super chats are fake. And then you're like, well, how do you know that? He goes, I know. I just know.
Well, I saw him this week go, and Kevin Brennan blew that whole thing wide open. It's like, Kevin Brennan doesn't know how the internet works. What are you talking about?
Kevin is worse at it than you are.
Yeah. Guys, we have gone for 2 hours now. I really appreciate your time. You guys have been awesome. I do have some super chats to read through, but I will let you go. And Shuli, thank you so much for hopping on here. The
problem,
Shuli
buddy.
Network. And you guys, what do you have coming up this weekend?
I think we might be on later tonight. I'm not sure. We'll see what's happening, but for sure tomorrow we'll do something. I do a little solo thing, Rabbit Hole, and we'll be around all weekend. Shout out to all of you in the chat. Thank you for coming in here today and supporting. Great seeing you guys. Hope to see you guys again soon. All the best. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you, Shuli. Good to see you, buddy. You got to love Shuli. The guy who starts a network. And then there's no schedule. It's like, all right, so what do you guys do this weekend? Maybe something later tonight? It's already 6 p.m. Like, what do you mean?
I was
maybe?
thinking about that. He's like, we'll be around. We'll do something maybe later. Something on probably on the weekend. I'm like, all right, I guess just subscribe and you'll find out.
That's why you tap the notification bell. Yes.
That's right. Yes, very good point. Blind Mike Geary, dude, you've been on for 2 hours with me. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do Who Are These Socials with you yesterday. I hope that you've been sending mean tweets to Delta Airlines on my behalf.
After we berated Tom Segura for the same thing, prima donna Carl gets on his high horse.
Ugh, the worst.
Yes.
Blindmike.net is where people can go to find everything that you're up to.
Thank you. Yes, the links to Who Are These Socials, if you want to listen to the audio, the links are there, as well as Blind Mike Project and Why You Laughing. The most recent Why You Laughing that we did is Nathan For You. That's up on YouTube now. And the one that's up on Patreon is Carl Reiner. And then for the end of the year, we have the best specials of 2023 and comics to watch in 2024. So we got a few episodes coming up that you're going to want to check out. And Sunday at 10, we are back live on the Blind Mike Project. So 10 a.m., if you guys are around, come watch. We got a bunch of stuff. Coach HP is a fun character I've discovered. You might want to check him out for Who Are These Podcasts, Carl? We listened to him blow Brendan Schaub for an hour, and I have some more clips of him this week with other comics.
Oh, I can't wait. That'll be fun.
And we're also checking in. I don't talk about Opie much, but I remember back in April when Anthony tweeted the video of the guy that looks like Opie.
Yes.
And Opie was like, "You and I are done.
Yep.
You don't talk about me. I won't talk about you."
Yep.
Well, since then, like every few months, I like to check in and see if Opie's talking about Anthony still. And wouldn't you know it, this son of a gun is. In fact, he is. So we have some of that
nonstop. Even when and Anthony stopped talking about Opie, even before the operation, Anthony wasn't bringing up Opie or Stuttering John or any of that stuff.
Right.
And then Anthony was laid out for months where he wasn't doing any shows, and Opie was still putting out shows about Anthony a couple times a week. They were just dedicated like little video shorts.
Well, I think you've
so
talked
we're
about
checking
this
on
before,
that as
Carl. Clearly, Opie notices the views on the videos that don't have Anthony Cumia's name anywhere in the video. So he's like, all right, I guess that's what I got to go back to.
Well, he should keep fighting with Louis J. Gomez. I'm sure.
Oh, I hope so.
That'll get him some traction.
I will say though, like that's from a strategy standpoint is smart because I also looked at the view counts and everything that mentions Anthony has way higher views, which is why I couldn't understand why he wouldn't go on with Shuli or play along with any of that shit. Like that seems dumb of him.
You think? Opie makes the wrong decision every fucking time. He's such an idiot.
I thought I stumbled on a pretty interesting point there.
No,
it's the same thing Carl just said about Brendan. Opie doesn't understand how the internet works. He was trying to but I can't get you on mine. He didn't understand how it worked. That's why he didn't do it.
Right.
He's so stupid. I know. Opie really dropped the ball on that one. All of that just to be like, hey, did you make jokes at my expense once? It's like, yes. I've actually made jokes. Yeah, if she was just like, you know what? I've even thought jokes I didn't say about you, Opie. Okay, can we get over it and fucking move on with our lives? What are we doing right now? Jesus Christ. Thin-skinned prick. Just like Louis J. Gomez said, you're just proving you're a thin-skinned pussy. Yep. When that's the first go-to with anyone. Weren't you on it with Anthony one time and you guys were laughing at my expense? Probably.
Also, Opie, how many shows did you do with people that you shit on them and then years later you met them and they were a nice guy, so you were nice to them? Like,
right.
It happened all the time.
All the time. Well, also, Opie makes up these stories.
People were nice to Opie at some point, though.
That's fair, yeah.
But Opie even makes up these stories like the Adam Carolla story where he thought that Adam Carolla slighted him when Opie was visiting him on the Love Line set.
That's my favorite because Carolla wasn't even mad. He just couldn't understand it. Like he kept
just
asking
like,
like, what? Did this happen?
He goes, we have the same manager. I said hi to him. And then the next thing I know, he's at his show blasting me. I'm like, I don't even know what happened. What's going on? So Opie thinks everything is a slight. So if you go on there and you're like, this guy's kind of dumb or he's not very funny, then holy shit, that's a nuclear bomb in Opie's world.
Yeah.
Before you know it, Opie's going to be in a fight with Doggy.
Oh, I hope not. I hope those two don't have a falling out.
Be rough.
That's my favorite co-host he's ever had.
I'm looking forward to the Why You Laughing? Opie versus Doggy.
Someday.
All right.
Someday.
Well, thanks, Mike.
Yeah. But if you're watching live, go subscribe on YouTube now. Blind Mike Project. See you guys. Thanks for having me, Carl.
Thanks, buddy. All right, Christian, you joined late, but I will give you the same opportunity if you want to get the hell out of here.
Well, I always enjoy hearing the super chats, but I also want to let everybody know, obviously, who are these broadcasters? You can see the logo right behind me. It is on this YouTube channel every Tuesday at 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. Eric Zane and I are having a good time, and we're getting a lot of mid-level support and compliments like, oh, I used to really hate you guys, but you're okay now.
I've noticed that. The tide is turning, yes.
There's even people who say that they don't miss you, Carl, but hopefully we get you back.
Whoa. You have to say that. There was no reason to say that. I don't know why that.
Zane
why are you even bringing that up?
Zane just texted me and said,
hey, motherfuckers. They're turning on me already.
And I have my own show, The Blackcast, BLADTCAST. Find it where you find podcasts.
Very good. Who are you talking to on the Blackcast recently?
Well, I did actually, you'll probably be interested. I talked to a director who his name's Jeremy Kuhn. He did a documentary about the Star Wars Christmas special. And the documentary about the Star Wars Christmas special was fascinating because he had footage of a Donnie and Marie appearance I had never seen before, which is worse than the Christmas special.
Wow.
Chris Christopherson plays Han Solo in it. They have like the costumes, they have the robot, they have everything. And I'm just like, I didn't even know. So that movie is called A Grave Disturbance in the Force. And that was a fun chat. And we talked to some musicians. I believe I'm having the esteemed Carlos Danger back on the network at some point.
Excellent.
Soon. So
I haven't seen him around that much lately. That's great.
Yeah. So we're gonna review Silent Night, Deadly Night, a good one for the kids. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, I'm going to read these super chats. If you want to hang out, you are more than welcome to.
Yeah, I want to see what it feels like to be on a show that gets a lot of super chats. So.
Well, you like to make Eric Zane read the super chats on Who Are These Broadcasters. I think I'm going to make you start reading some of these super chats.
Well, yeah, I'm not
On
playing
point,
47
Dabblepoint.
clips on this show, so
Correct.
I can read super chats here.
All right. I think this is where we left off. Take it
Oh, good.
away.
I'd actually like to say this from Chris Popke. I once got a BJ from Kate's dad after a BW show.
don't
Dan
believe it.
Tanner, why haven't they come up with Braille super chats yet? Poor Mike. I wish he could be here.
Poor Mike. I'm the one who has to read them all. Poor me.
I did think that was a great point to assume that Mike just thinks you're an idiot who doesn't know how to read.
Because some of these are worded so poorly. I'm just like, I'm trying to decipher what they were trying to write. And then it sounds like I'm an idiot.
As someone who has super chatted this very show and had typos show up, there's the most surprising things that YouTube won't let you put into a super chat.
That's true.
So you're always trying to figure out, how do I say this without saying that? And also, look, I'm cheap. I try to spend as little as possible. So I'm like, I only have 8 characters left.
That's a good point. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I've never done this, but as a channel owner, I can go in and add additional words that will be blocked. Right. So I can put chompers in there. Right. I could put frosted tips in there as a block term.
The frosted tips look great today. I assumed it had
Fuck
already
off.
snowed up in Rochester. That's what
Fuck off. How dare you?
Joe Corson Wright. Shuli do Dusty use a lot of S's X hamburgers. Thanks. Well, he did do Dusty Road for us. So thank you, Joe. Texas Law Dog. New rules. Only Sandy Claus can put cashish in the bucket. That was something I was thinking when we were talking about it. What if John is ringing the bell at Salvation Army, but he's like in the far corner of the parking lot where he's technically not working for them, and he's just getting the money, and then he just takes it to the pub.
He says a thing painted red.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I couldn't help but think about the movie Bad Santa, and just just a wildly drunk Santa Claus peeing his pants, stumbling through the mall. I got to do my community service, give it back to the kids.
If I ever find myself near Canoga Park, it's not far from where I live. I could see myself observing and reporting. Just if I see, let me just slow down by the Salvation Army. See if I.
That would be great. Yes, maybe you have a smartphone with a camera on it. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. Hackerite and I might be planning something. But anyway, Edward Murphy. The time SJ was ready to fight Triumph the Insult Dog because he was disrespectful to him on the Tonight Show.
I forgot.
Look, he's got a long history of fighting with puppets. Clearly,
I forgot. This is not the first puppet. Tuki's not the first puppet that Jonathan had to take on. That's amazing.
Michael C says high pitch Shuli is greater than Shuli. I mean, I prefer high pitch Shuli to high pitch Eric. I mean, I like Shuli just fine, but.
Welcome to Who Are These Podcasts? White Power. Hi, this is High Pitch Eric, and you're listening to Who Are These Podcasts? Chinese people smell.
I swear I've played that. That was from Shuli's first appearance on Who Are These Podcasts many years ago. I've played that for people, and they all think it's actually high pitch. I think Shuli's high pitch is better than high pitch.
I agree, especially present day high pitch just doesn't sound anything like it used to. That's almost as good as the AI Ray that they use on Bedabbler's network, where Ray says, "What's up, my N-word?"
Yes.
Dang Lizard. I'm sure he's excited that I'm reading this. Oh, Ray actually brought his Eiffel Tower of bones he made from his victims to Teamster Tim. The pink blanket strangler needs good lighting. Everything Dang Lizard says is true there.
Maybe we shouldn't be outing our buddy Ray. We like Ray on this channel.
G-Rob, you can wash your pillows in the washer. Gentle or short cycle is best, but most are washable. I wash my family's every few months. Well, I learned something new just now, Carl.
Great advice. Great advice, G-Rob. Also, you can purchase new pillows when the old ones wear out. Just saying.
Ray hears that and is like, well, you're assuming I bought these pillows in the first place. I just found them somewhere.
Right. Good point.
I'm making sure that I'm not saying something I shouldn't. Herb Beta patched.
It was a barbecue diploma.
That's well worth $1.99. I love that.
Herb Beta patch. Thanks, buddy. Hope things in Syracuse are going well.
Rumble Trenchcoat, a Columbo podcast. Chad parlayed very little into absolutely nothing.
Yeah, no shit. That was the point I was trying to make. I appreciate it.
Luigi Greenberg, back to SJ's tweet. I took shoes on the other foot to mean I get harassed. So there now you got harassed too. And it's now over. Thoughts?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, because it didn't make any sense to me. Like I said, I sent that to Tukey. Like, what the fuck's this guy talking about? Look how funny it is when the shoe's on the other foot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh, do you like being made fun of? Like, yeah, it doesn't bother me like it does you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Jeopardy Ace. Shuli bought this super chat. All right, there's your proof. All right, I'm going to screenshot this and send it to John and send it to Kevin.
Thank you, Shuli, for buying that. Well, I mean, if you bought it, it's fine.
Yeah, no. Erica Ann, a packy is a liquor store. Oh, yeah, New England, they're package stores, and they call them
a
packies.
packy. Thank you for
Sorry,
explaining that. He always just went, oh, okay.
Yeah. And they all close at like 8 p.m. It's very tough to get drunk in that part of the country. Liam McEnany. When does Joey C join the show? He's the franchise.
Yeah, I know. He really did blow the show wide open on his first appearance.
I also think Liam might be saying that I'm not as high caliber a guest as you can get on Dabblepoint.
Liam is a very astute gentleman. He makes a lot of good points. I have to say. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I'm glad you joined us today.
Yeah,
Christian.
no, it was great. We try to not talk about John and WATB, but I love keeping up on all of it, and it's always fascinating. And one day I hope to be on his radar enough so that he serves me some kind of legal document.
Oh, you'd only be so lucky, Chris. It really put you on the map, wouldn't it? You go to the high school reunion. What have you been up to? Well, guess who tried to sue me?
Well,
you remember stuttering John Melendez?
When he sniped WATB that one time, I guess we were on at the same time back then, he did say I'm the worst broadcaster ever. And I'm not going to lie, I sent that clip to like 20 people. So I was very excited that he said
awesome.
that. Yeah.
He noticed me. It's all that matters. All right. Whoarethese.com is where you want to go to find all things. Who are these podcasts? Who are these broadcasters? Who are these socials? As Christian said, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, you can watch him and Eric Zane doing Who Are These Broadcasters, keep you up on the world of broadcasting. And we appreciate you guys supporting these shows and the super chats and the chat participation. Get the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. There's 3 different podcasts under the Who Are These umbrella. Who are these podcasts? Who are these socials? Who are these broadcasters? They're all separate RSS feeds wherever you get your podcast from. And of course, the Creep Off. My buddy Vinny Paulino. We just did a fantastic bonus show today.
Oh, yeah. Vinny's doing a consequence in a little bit. He actually asked me if I could jump on for a little bit because he has to watch The Last Jedi 3 times. Is that what it is?
That's right. He asked me to hop on too. He said he was going to send me the link. So maybe I'll hop over to the Creep Off channel. Yep, there's the link. It's in my inbox. Yeah. So maybe I'll hop over there for a little bit. I had to for a consequence. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I don't blame you. But we do this thing on the Creep Off where it's a contest. People vote. And if someone gets to 5 wins before the other person, then the other person has to spin a wheel of consequences. I had to watch the movie Cuties 3 times in a row while live streaming myself watching this movie. And it was worse than I thought it would be. But then Vinny now has to watch The Last Jedi, which is possibly, if there's a way to take your childhood and ruin it, it would be this movie. This movie single-handedly ruined what I thought was a happy childhood. Thank you, Ryan Johnson, for taking that from me.
Ryan Johnson did more to damage the legacy of Star Wars than the filmmakers of Cutie did to those little girls who had to be in it and dress up like that. So
correct. Yeah, every time to play with 11-year-olds playing with themselves and filming it. That movie was fucking nuts. Hey, Joey C, happy birthday, buddy.
He says he's going to have Cabby on tonight. I love Cabby.
Got Cabby on. You know what Cabby doesn't like? Stuttering John Melendez.
You know, I've heard once or twice, yes.
Liam says Ryan's a good guy. Fuck off, Liam.
it's because he's in film school. I wanted to have him come on and talk about a movie he didn't like, and he's like, no, I can't because I'm going to be looking for a job soon. I'm like, all right, Liam, I thought you were tougher than that.
Hold on. I want you to go back and watch the whole sequence where they go to the Las Vegas planet and decide to save the animals and talk about how horrible it is that the arms dealers are playing both sides. All the stupid political messaging just in that one fucking part that, by the way, did nothing for the plot. Had nothing to do with anything. They were on a mission. It failed. They came back. That's it. Nothing. There was no reason for that side story.
And the one kid moved the broom because it shows that anybody can move the broom. And by the way, the Las Vegas planet was also in the pilot for the 1970s version of Battlestar Galactica. So they're pulling ideas from a Star Wars ripoff for that.
Oh. All right, Liam. Apologize right now, sir. It's not a good movie. All right. Thanks a lot, Christian. Good to see you.
Thanks,
Carl.
everybody. Thanks, everybody.